Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jarrett Goes to the Movies, a weekly podcast where Jarrett Reddick and friends get together and talk about a movie that they watched that week. Plus, whatever the hell else is on their minds. Get ready for the best hour and a half you'll have in the next hour and a half. Here they are, Eric, Casey, Sean, Amy, and because he's famous, his name's on the show, Jarrett. Welcome to Jarrett Goes to the Movies.
Thank you very much. What a great intro that is. I like the season 3 stuff.
It's the first time I'm hearing it. It's really good.
Is that? You usually walk in a little late.
Zone out.
You know, that's fine. Welcome to the show, everybody. My voice is a little bit fucked. I think mostly because of Easter weekend. I think Easter weekend got me.
That's a big weekend for you, usually.
Well, we opened up we got in the swimming pool for the first time ever this weekend. And I do think that I yelled at children for 2 full days.
Don't run.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah.
Don't pee
Constantly.
there.
Just don't, well, yeah. We just send around to the side of the house like fucking civilized people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's actually probably need to give my neighbors the heads up on that.
Pool 101.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. It's good to see everybody, and it's good to be back rocking a podcast. We do have another break coming up, which I guess we'll talk through and make sure that you guys are still getting episodes. But Casey and I will be out of town.
Get laid.
We're gonna go get laid. All right, guys. A little bit of news before we carry on. Right now, we are number 17 on the Australia Film Reviews charts right now.
What?
Number 17, Australia. We didn't even know that people were listening to us.
G'day.
I bet Sean knew.
G'day, mate.
Yep.
Yeah.
My friend Gabe was over the other day and he was talking about they started a podcast called the Whiskey and Nerd Shit podcast. If you like whiskey or nerd shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, we got a guy in this state and a guy in this state and a guy, like just a guy in this country. I'm like, how the fuck do you even know that? Like, I didn't even know.
Well, you do.
Analytics.
Yes.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah, you can. I mean, like Sean could print all that. I mean, I can look it up if you guys
print it
remember,
out,
but like,
and mail it to us.
It's pretty cool to see where people are listening and you know, just what our demographics are and all that stuff. It's pretty neat.
I don't know. I didn't like. I've asked several times, like, how many people, like, how many listeners do we get? I never really know. For all I know, like, this could be like y'all just like know that I've been really bored, so y'all just do this with me every Friday. And
Oh shit, guys, she figured it out.
It's not even recording.
You say that, and then I tell you the answer to that question all the time.
That's what I'm telling you. I never like. I just like. I don't retain it. I don't know.
No.
We're very popular with people who already liked Bowling for Soup. I will tell you that.
That's weird.
That's
Well,
a
that's
big
interesting.
demo for us.
Huh.
So we should look into that more, explore that.
I can tell you this: we do about 1/10 the audience that Rockstar Dad does.
That's fucking
What?
crazy.
That show's a piece of shit.
Sean just found out what our listenership is this past week,
1 billion.
and he texts me and he just goes, "Is that fucking real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, you know, because it's on the internet radio station, you know, you get credit for the radios that are on at the time. So just our radio listenership can be 26,000 while it goes live each Monday and each Tuesday. If you keep listenership, you're trying to keep between 25 and 30,000. We do a really good job of that.
Well, you guys have guests every week.
Every
that
single
are-
week.
Yeah, I mean,
and all
like if
that.
you're into that type of thing, like listening to good
The
interviews
basis for
with
Who
rock
Was Staying.
stars.
Yeah.
In all honesty, this show does great. It really does. And our numbers are awesome. And it is because of our Patreon supporters that we continue to be able to do that. I cannot thank you guys enough for the growth in Patreon. And I promise that is going to be passed on to you guys. The one perk should have already gone out. Have people started getting that yet? Sean, do we know? Yeah.
No.
Your audio's
He
not
can't
working.
say shit. He
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't know
he
what's going on.
either doesn't know or doesn't want to tell you.
So just nod your head if they oh wait, he's taken off the earbuds.
Nope.
Oh.
Still nothing.
Hold
This
on.
is
Give him a second, he said.
okay. Good Lord.
Just put it up there.
All right. Well, it's a fucking
Oh.
Jesus.
What is he doing?
Oh,
Or is it
God.
us?
Give him a second, Eric.
I
Jesus.
can't give him any longer. We've tried
You
this
can't give
for
him any more sex.
How long? It's dead air.
That's what I was trying
People
to say.
are driving and they're just, well, I guess my fucking radio shit out.
Roadhouse.
Well,
Their
anyway,
radio.
you guys should have a lot, $10 and up for February. You should have gotten a perk, and it's pretty cool. But the one coming up is amazing, and that is also for $10 and up. So with that, I'd like to thank our new Patreon supporters.
Oh, everyone else can hear him. We just can't.
The whole chat says they hear him. How do we not hear him?
That is super bizarre. Yeah.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre. Oh, anyway, I don't know. I cannot spend any more time on this. I don't care if you are in the chat room.
No, let's.
New Patreon supporters, Annie Allman has gone from $1 to $10. Right up to her. Ernie Soulman McCracken went from $10 to the $20 level, everybody.
Well, he won that big bowling tournament.
Welcome Ray Elliott at the $20 level, everybody. Thank you very much. He's a producer now. Also, Robert O'Doyne. Robert O'Doyne. At the $20 level. And continuing her
meteoric climb.
Her amazing climb through all of the... She will max out next week because we do not have any $100 level supporters left. So, but here she is from $20 to $35. Lindsay Sponsel, everybody. So that is good. Okay, so Coulter from my nephew who runs Bandware was on vacation, and they got sent out this week. So basically, you guys, all of you guys should be getting those soon. So please post pictures. Tell everybody how cool it is being a supporter of the show, that you get shit like that. By all means, tag us. And we appreciate y'all so very much. This is a David Dooley and Woody Chambers production. We'd like to thank our $20 and up supporters who are also the producers of this show, meaning we could not do it without any of our supporters, but these ones are our favorites. Ad Craner, Amy Pitzinger, Andy Smith, Brian Mason, Brian Sullivan, Brian Dunning, the three Bryans, Celeste Mary Meadows, Shell Ordway, Chris the $12 Million Man Cranfill, Chris Jacobs, Colton Swartz, Corey Reed, Daniel Cotton, David Kendrick, David Dooley, David Murray, Denny Chambers, Derek Smith, Diane Small, Dom Petretta, Ernie the Soul Man McCracken, Gage Strickland, Gregory Cordone, Greg Lee, this week known as Karen, Greg Stevens, A Hangover You Don't Deserve podcast, Jared Spear, Jason Ellsworth, Jason Palladino, Jeff Millman, Jeff Yeager, fucking Joe Barlow, Joey Bishop, John Gickler, Joseph Richards, Josh Hanlon, Josh Millman, Kate Etro, Katie Gardner, Kim Murphy, Kirsty Fisher, Les Zulinski is his name, Lindsay Sponsel, Lily Hollahan, Lisa Wenzel, Lucy Murray, Mandy Pretty, Michael Price, Mike Breton, Mike Leblanovitz, Minivan Ryder. Shit. That one got me. Nick Rignoni, Rodon James, Ray Elliott, Rich Osborne, Robert O'Doyne. We got to find out if that's O'Doyne or O'Doyne. It's O with
O'Doyne. O'Doyne.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just make that sound bit and he'll just get mentioned twice.
Okay.
Sean Blackstone, Sean Barger, Steve May, Steve Rhodes, Tim Trafton from Maine, Trey Wren, Vinny Cataldo, Wendy Matta, Woody Chambers, Zodiac Zach, and Sfeehurst. Give it up, everybody, for our amazing supporters. This week we're going to talk about the movie Now and Then. It's 1995 drama/teen. That's it. An hour and 42 minutes of being a pretty damn good movie, actually. I'm a little bit surprised by this. Casey warned me that the scores would be pretty low on this one, and they are 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty low because did you?
that's like Dude, Where's My Car territory.
It's pretty fucking down there, right?
I don't think Dude, Where's My Car was in the
It was
30s.
17.
I think it was like 17. Yeah, there it is.
Is that the lowest rated Rotten Tomatoes we've had?
Beetlejuice, maybe?
No, there's
12.
There's no way that that's a thing. Budget on this one, $7 million, which is $12 million today, which it's pretty nutty.
That's crazy because
This cast
whether
is
the
nuts.
movie's good or not,
Yeah.
the cast is
And I mean,
stacked.
not only just from the, obviously the girls all went on to do other things, and then them as adults, but Cloris Leachman is in it, and there's a few other people that make appearances.
Hank Azaria.
Hank
is in
Azaria, yeah.
Dude.
And this is 95.
That made me so happy.
it?
Yeah, so he's already huge in The Simpsons and
Is
all of that
Demi Moore already taking her clothes off in striptease in 95?
shit. Well,
I believe so.
She doesn't. It doesn't look like she's had like any work done.
96.
Yeah.
96.
So I mean, this is prime Demi Moore time.
Yeah.
It's pretty prime Rosie O'Donnell time, right?
Well, she was in
Yeah.
Ghost in 1990.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
this
a
is
big.
prime.
And Decent Proposal was 93. So yeah, this is like a big.
So,
And Rumor Willis.
This is
I mean-
this is the last movie before she started doing shit to her face, I think.
Oh,
Because striptease, she's like started to have work done and stuff, right?
yeah, but it was the best kind of work.
I don't think so. Oh,
No.
because she got bigger boobies, you mean?
Yeah, but they were like the real fake looking boobs. Like the
Yeah,
ones
they were
that,
like,
Like the real balloony
stripper
kind?
boobs. Yeah.
like, well, like 90s stripper
Mid
boobs.
90s
Got it.
stripper boobs. That's
Yeah,
the
they're
way
like
they came
Just
out of the
balloons.
box.
Right, straight out of the
Put 'em
box.
in.
Just a balloon. I mean, they even have like the knot on the inside. You know,
Balloon
the-
knot. That's a butthole.
That is a butthole,
and I had
you're right.
never heard that before until I
And
started
now you
dating
get it.
Kelsey, and she said,
Oh.
"Yeah, your balloon. Let me stick a knuckle in that
Got it.
balloon knot."
That's what
Balloon knot. That's how it came up. Huh?
That was the initiation.
So
yeah. You were just like, which finger?
it's like I already love you.
All right, Eric. Now, had you seen this movie before?
Honestly, had never heard of it before.
All right, cool. So let's see what Eric thought this movie was going to be about.
Over to Eric Cohen. Synopsis.
4 women and their 4 daughters talk about life, love, and the realization that the real treasure is the friends that you make and hold on to along the way. With each story, the mothers and daughters realize that they are actually a whole lot more alike than they ever thought.
That's a pretty good guess. Now, he's only able to look at the artwork.
I just looked at the movie poster, and the movie poster has the 4 adults with their arms around
yeah.
the 4, as we know now,
Their younger
versions
selves.
of themselves, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look, there's no way of knowing that.
Really good guess.
That's pretty good.
So
Really
I just
good
thought
guess.
it was one of those, like, moms and daughters aren't getting along, so let's go on a trip or something, and we start to learn more about each other and about ourselves. And I think
Physically?
that really that's one of the best things. Okay, now you make out.
Oh no.
Now
I was thinking just learning about tampons or something.
Tampons.
Yeah, you made it weird.
Tampons. Little stormtrooper dick.
So it was the best I could do, but obviously very incorrect.
Yeah, very incorrect. All right.
Over to Eric Cohen. Synopsis.
4 12-year-old girls grow up together during an eventful small-town summer in 1970.
Oh,
That's
Cool.
short, but doesn't give you enough.
no,
I
definitely not enough.
We appreciate
Yeah.
conciseness,
Carry the 2.
denominator 7. But you can't give us concise at the sake of
The fucking story.
giving us something
Yeah.
to go with here. This is
Yeah, we need to know
Lame.
a little bit about. Yeah, that's pretty fucking terrible, actually.
hate it.
Fuck it. Let's just not do this show. All right. Sean, take us to the first clip, would you?
It's the vicious cycle.
Thank you, Oscar the Grouch.
It's true, Roberta. The longer they're gone, the weirder they get.
You know what? I'd just like to see you guys more often. Now, what's it been, huh? 10 years since you've been back?
Don't give me any grief.
That's all right.
Roberta, for example, has chosen to be alternative. She lives in sin with her boyfriend, but she's still normal.
Yes, I'm normal.
She hasn't had 4 failed marriages or an endless series of monogamous relationships or wear black.
No.
She's happy.
Technically, I have only been married 3 times. The first one was an altar.
See? Oh, you do think everything is so funny. If you ask me, you both need to grow up.
So it's funny that this would be the scene that started us off in discussing this motion picture, because here's the thing. I really liked this movie. I thought it was good. It was super easy. As I said, I always really like the coming of age kind of thing, especially when it's not too fucking heavy, with, abuse and things like that. This is the fucking worst scene in the whole movie because there's no possible way two grown-ass women who have gone on to have the successes that these two in the swings have are just going to be berated by this fucking lady, in the backyard. It was so disrespectful.
I thought you were going to say there's no way that Rosie O'Donnell was straight.
That's what I was thinking.
Living with her boyfriend?
Living in sin with your boyfriend. There was a moment where I'm like, this is their baby, right?
When she did say she was alternative, that's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, that was actually in the original script, but then in the very last second, they changed it because they thought it was going to be
Audiences
too
weren't ready.
controversial because Rosie O'Donnell hadn't come out yet.
Right.
But you're right about this scene.
Oh, my God.
It's a trope to the city. The small town girls move off to the city. Then they come back and they're so different now. And they all wear black. And nobody in this small town wears black.
Yeah.
And it's just, that sucks. And this scene sucked.
Well,
I just sat there going.
And just saying,
it's gonna
though,
be like
you've
this,
had
isn't it?
4 failed marriages and you just wear black and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
it's
fuck
like,
you. You got
just
knocked up by a fucking booger picker.
I feel like there's a way for us to get those things into the story without it just being, oh, okay, we'll just have Tom Hanks' wife sit there and just fucking judge everybody to get to where we are now.
Especially right after they said, I wish we saw you more often, or I wish we got to see you more often.
Exactly.
No.
If you're setting up some sort of conflict between these adults, like as the movie goes on, but that doesn't really materialize. It's not like they
100%.
got together and now there's some friction between all 4 of them.
Yeah.
They're fine. I mean, they don't fight. They don't argue. They just hit that bitch with a bottle. But
I think there's also just a little bit of the fact that they are very different and they know that she's high strung. She's very much like her mom. She's got fucking plastic on her couches. I'm sure that's just who she is and how she is. And it's just,
I just think that there's a point where you get to in your life to where you just don't need somebody talking to you like that, and to take what you were saying, Eric, a step further, this is my other problem with the movie is I feel like, and maybe we've just explained the budget, because it felt like they had those 4 for 2 days, and it's let's get them in and out of here so that we can spit, because we've got them all for however, we've got them for 2 days, because it lacks such a fucking story of who they are or whatever. I hate that Demi Moore has this troubled fucking life or whatever, but we know absolutely nothing about it.
And they make it a point to show that the one lady grows up to be an actress. Well, they make it a point to show that this little kid, your version of that, but with the doctor and the writer, you don't get any sense why they turned into the way they were.
Said at one point, we all know she's going to be a doctor and blah, blah, blah. But she said that as a kid.
They overdubbed that in after the test release, I'm sure.
Yeah,
because
after
people were like, what the
figured
fuck?
she would become a doctor.
I definitely didn't see that coming. And I don't remember that line. And I remember when Rosie O'Donnell was sitting there catching the baby, I'm just like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah, you should really get a doctor to do that.
They gave her a boyfriend, but they still made sure she was face deep in vagina.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but to be fair, Demi Moore, her as a child, she read all the time. She was obviously narrating the story. She wrote in her diary and things like that. So, again,
and she likes science fiction.
Those,
reading at night.
That's the thing. And her reading at night basically was the comfort. Her parents fighting was the comfort of just at least knowing that she wasn't alone in the house. Kind of thing. But again, I just. That's the extent of the development that we get on them as adults is Rita, what's her name? Is it Rita Wilson? Sitting there just fucking spewing it out like this just judgmental fucking sprinkler.
I hadn't thought about it, though. You're right. They have them for 2 days. They go, okay, we need the swing scene.
Yeah.
Now we need all you guys laying around in the treehouse scene. Was that it?
All we got
rushing to the
on the way to the
scene.
hospital.
We got them arriving to the house, them getting, there's a Jack Daniels exchange, swing set, treehouse, going to the hospital.
That's it.
Yeah.
Then
Too tasty.
these 4
Yeah.
child actresses should have taken top billing in this thing. These ladies,
I agree.
the 4 adults
Yeah.
were in it for 14 minutes
And I guess
total.
that's
Yeah,
the
this
way
is
that it
like
works,
a-
right? I mean, that's how they get us to go see the movie.
I mean, this was a huge movie in my childhood. I love this movie. I mean, I think that most women that are mine and your age, Amy, like, I think that this is a movie that just kind of is
Absolutely.
special.
Everybody
But
knows it.
I don't ever remember those characters being of any importance. Like, I remember it happening.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like, that was never the story to me
No.
at all.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe that's it. I mean, maybe that we're just led to believe that this pact is still so important to them that they would sit there and take her shit, and that was just the way that it was, or whatever. But you know, you like to think. I mean, they haven't seen each other in 10 years. I would just think that if I hadn't seen you in 10 years,
Yeah, that's true. It has been 10 years. That's
yeah,
kind
and
of
we're gonna go out in the backyard, and you're gonna judge me for fucking 4 divorces and all this, and I'm just gonna laugh about it and blah blah blah. Like, I just don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a pretty fucking nice guy, and a lot of stuff just rolls off my back, but not here, man.
I don't know. Maybe if you were going to get in that stretch limo and have it take you back to your multi-million-dollar mansion, you might just shrug it off a little bit.
Yeah, I think we just count on the fact that they're probably not going to see this bitch for another 10 years.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it is just who she is. But again, I think that would probably be one of the reasons that I'd be like, hey, that pact that we made when we were 12, like, she's just fucking annoying now. Like,
Yeah, that's
Right.
fine. That was when we were 12.
Exactly,
And if
yeah.
this is what I'm getting into,
yeah.
fuck off.
Fuck off. Well, man, Red Rover. There's something I don't think about ever. Like, I wonder if that's dead now. Like, do you think kids still play that?
They do, but they play an app, Red Rover app on their phone, and
No.
they tap the person on
Yeah,
the
who
screen.
they're gonna send.
They're going to send, and
And
then
you
they,
just have to tap, tap, tap,
and they
tap, tap,
power
tap,
up.
tap. Yeah.
And then...
Is
Oh,
that-
not
Now
yet.
kids aren't even allowed to like play
You can't touch
together
each
at
other.
recess, so I
Yeah.
doubt it. I doubt there's a lot of hand.
That's a very anti-COVID game.
Even before COVID, you're
Right.
right.
Yeah.
I thought
Not
about
a
Red
thing.
Rover when I was 10 and then yesterday
Yeah,
watching the movie.
Basically, yeah.
No time in between.
That fucking game, though, because, you know, there were several times in life where you would have to hold hands with like a girl that you didn't like or whatever, you know?
Or was it your one time to hold hands with the boy you did like?
Okay, good job. Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, either one.
But yeah, those were those things, right? Where you would just end up and you're just like, oh shit, now Molly Jackson got out, so I got to hold hands with, I'm not going to say somebody's name because
Say it.
I'm
Who is
Facebook
she?
friends with all of them now.
Oh no,
The one
you
you
have
didn't
one in
like?
mind.
What does her name rhyme with?
one?
Schminifer. Sorry, Schminifer, if you're listening.
Samantha Morgan.
Oh man, but yeah, those fucking games. I don't know. Foursquare was the shit though, right? Like, what was that?
That's a
Everett
good
still
one.
loves Foursquare. He told me they played dodgeball at school though one time, and I was like, good for them.
Yeah,
Thanks
way to go.
to you guys who donated so generously to
Oh, that's
Eller's
right.
That's right.
walkathon,
Oh,
which they wheeled him around in a wheelchair.
Shut up! Did they really?
A football player came over from the high school in his his jeans and his jersey.
That's
and
really
pushed him
sweet.
around.
They were
It was
like,
really
they're like,
cute.
this kid's on the board. He's doing these laps.
Yeah, but one of his prizes was a Foursquare set, and
that
I'm
just a ball?
like,
And
let's
chalk.
get a ball and some chalk.
Yeah, that's
but I'm
what it
like, let's get into this thing. And Eller's like, I broke my foot.
Yeah.
I can't go out and play Foursquare right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, in 4 weeks though, we're
Maybe
gonna
just
get
hire
into it.
that same kid to come over and just squeak him around.
This
It
is
was so cute.
this is a true story. I swear to God. Bowling for Soup. We used to roll into whatever club we were playing at. We had chalk in the middle of the fucking floor where people were going to be standing later on that night. We drew a Foursquare thing and we played Foursquare.
And you had one of the
While we were-
official red
100%.
balls
Oh, yeah.
with
You have never seen happier people like other bands that come in and they're like, you guys, y'all playing Foursquare? Yeah, you want to get on? I do.
I got winner. Yeah.
I do want to play Foursquare.
How big is a regulation Foursquare square?
I think they're 3 feet
We
squares.
can do it in the cul-de-sac for sure because it already has that.
But
little...
as adults, we got to make it a little bigger, right?
I would think
no,
I
it's
think
No, you
4
gotta
by
have-
4 would be the right size for adults.
no,
But that seems so
4 by 4 is
small.
no.
4 feet by 4 feet for each,
Each square.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
talking
thinking
about
of
1 square foot for each person.
So
No, I
8
was-
feet. That seems right.
okay,
2
8 feet's good.
per
8
person.
I'm good
feet
with 8 feet.
square.
All right, we got to make this happen.
You can't have it too big because on the line it's like you got to judge that shit, and you will get into a fist fight. Like it
Okay.
gets very, very competitive Oh, this fucking
That never happened with you guys.
Is 10 by 10, 5 by 5
Okay.
each box.
All right, well, maybe we just get some
Regulation.
tape and we push everything to the edges and we just go for it right here.
let's fucking do this shit right now.
Guitars and all.
Yep.
Why not?
There's nothing to be broken in
I don't
here.
even remember if any of these screens in here work anymore. Like we don't fucking use them. So
We used to do that. Remember we used to do that?
we don't have to because we see each other on our computers now.
I know. But remember
back in the good old days.
Man,
Yeah, we just had
before
monitors
computers,
fired up and shit.
It
But
was awesome.
I will say that whenever we do have guests, we should do it because, I know, whenever Woody was here, I think his computer was freezing up or did some stuff, and he was looking at mine trying to see what was going on.
Okay.
And you're like, mind your own business, Woody.
Always
So I said-
remind me
I
because
said,
this
"Hey,
one
Woody,
is super
back the
easy.
Fuck off.
The guest one is super easy to have on.
The guest TV, the ones that you pass out as your
I asked
guests
Sean
come in.
if last time he was
With the
over if
puppies.
this one still works, and neither of us remember. So
It's just there.
it's just there, just with a red light.
Looks good though.
I should just, I'm trying to save electricity. I should unplug those fucking things.
Yeah, that red light, you don't know how much that's taken from you.
That could be the whole problem.
What if that's
could
it?
be. All right, so let's get in the movie a little bit. Again, we talked about Red Rover. Let's talk about booger picking, and let's go around the room. I would like to know, and you have to be honest, did you pick your nose, and did you sometimes eat it? I'll go first. Yes, I did. I actually still pick my nose, but I do not eat it.
I am on the same boat with you, and we don't talk about this much, and we don't need to get into it. I am not religious, even a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that makes me think that there might be a higher power out there is just how precisely and exactly my pinky fits into my nose when I have boogers that are stuck around the outside, around the outside,
The real
around
thick
the
ones?
outside. And I could do it right now if I wanted to.
Sure.
I always have boogers, and I mean it's like
So you
as
know
it
what's
goes in there, but no, we can't eat them.
Here's what's weird, though.
Not good for
There's
you.
a switch that happens, right? Because when you're a kid, you stick your pointer finger up there. That's
Yeah.
how you pick your nose. But I'm also a pinky guy now. But I guess I still use both of them.
I mean, it just
Sometimes you get those ones that hide at the front. Apparently, there's a pocket
You got to
there.
use your thumb for that one.
Yeah, you can get
and
that.
Kelsey
in there.
gets on to me, and I don't blame her. There's nothing attractive about walking out of the bedroom and just seeing me standing over there with like a paper towel, and I'm just like wiping it on there, and I'm looking at it, and I get it.
Yeah.
But she says, just blow your nose.
No.
Like, but those aren't coming out.
No, that's not how that works.
I'm on board with you. I'm a picker, non-eater, but picker.
Yeah.
And you know what else I love to do? I love to blow my nose in the shower.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It is liberating.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
Like a snot rocket.
Yeah, just like a
full-
let it go. You don't have to catch it.
But you do have to aim the water at it and wash them down.
Oh, for sure. You got to track that.
Because if those things fucking harden,
You need a chisel.
you can't get Pine Sol won't get that shit off.
I get nervous about doing it because I'm afraid like it's going to get on me and I'm not going to realize it. And then I'm going to get out of the shower.
Nah, not if you do it
and
right.
it's
Well,
gonna-
no, you got to do it before you wash yourself.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be a
I'm not a
barbarian.
big nose picker, but my fingers are always in my nose because I've got fucking 1,000 nose rings in my
Yeah.
face. So they always flip out and I have to tuck them back in.
Oh.
And I do it I'll be at a stoplight. I'm like, that guy fucking thinks I'm picking him. And I'm not.
Now
No,
we're
I'll
talking
pick a nose
about it.
'cause
I
I-
just want to pick my
Yeah,
nose.
I blow my nose, and you're right. Most of the time, not everything comes out. You got to pick the rest.
You got to get in there. It is still fun to catch somebody picking their nose.
It is.
Oh my
fun.
God, we have
So-
a good one of those. One time we were in Little Elm. We stopped at a stoplight, me and you both.
That's right.
And I look over and there's this guy and he has got shorts on, like wind shorts on. And he's got one leg up driving his car and one finger in his nose and one finger scratching his balls, right?
True story.
Nice.
And I'm like, Jarrett, look at this guy over here scratching his balls. He's picking his nose. Look at him right now, right? And then right when he looks, this guy fucking pulls the finger out of his nose and shoves it in his mouth.
Yeah, and we both
we're
just go,
like, "Oh, no!"
He's got to keep those hands straight because if he accidentally does a little switcheroo, he's going to get staph infection on his balls.
I told Kelsey one time, I was like, at any stoplight, if you just look around, you'll
it's
find
wonderful.
somebody picking their nose. And she goes, yeah, you.
It's you.
That person is you.
You're the person.
Yeah, you're the person.
You're like, anytime I'm stopped at a stoplight, somebody in the light is picking their nose.
I was listening to the
true
radio
story.
during one of those like call-in confession
All of us are
days.
sniffing now.
Ooh.
I can't handle it.
Ooh, also the whistly booger. The worst. You got to pick that.
Oh, yeah. You got to get rid of that.
Anyway, this lady calls into this little confessional and she says, I force my children to pick their nose and eat it. They're like still teenagers.
What?
And she was like, she was dead set on this idea that it helps their immunity.
It's
that they
your
never,
own germs.
they
already.
never get
to the
sick.
opposite sex. They'll never get anybody pregnant.
Oh, and everybody, even
Never
the
contract any STDs.
the radio
Forget
host
it.
was just disgusted.
I
He
am-
was like,
I'm about to get a little gaggy.
I need.
They're so dry. I feel like they would just stick like right in my.
When you get a tortilla chip down the wrong way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it feels like it's there the next day.
That fucking tortilla chip going down the wrong way
Ooh.
is the worst pain in the world. And when your child does it and there's nothing you can do,
Yep.
it is
It's when you truly learn how long your esophagus is.
just the most helpless feeling.
Oh, God
Well, I'm glad
damn
we
it.
talked about this,
Wow,
guys.
Anyone need a tissue?
Yeah, kind of.
Did you guys notice the?
You got a whole roll of paper towels right in front of you, by the way.
Did you guys notice the blatantly stolen line from the movie Airplane in this? When Demi Moore's character is pulling up to the house and she says,
Yeah, I picked a bad time to stop smoking.
"Looked like I picked the wrong week
right.
to stop
Oh.
smoking." And I was wondering, I wonder if that was done, as sort of like a tribute, or
This
if,
movie isn't that clever.
yeah, you wouldn't think.
No.
I mean, definitely.
Some writer.
That's what
Because-
I'm trying to slip that like something in there that nobody would ever pick up on.
But it happens a lot. Like, think about music, Jarrett. When you're writing tune, it happens to people all the time. They like write a tune, and like, man, I'm really kind of killing this, and you get it all fleshed out, and then you play it for your buddy, and it's like, yeah, cool. That's the tune to Mary Jane's Last Dance from Tom Petty or whatever.
I've always wondered how much
So
that happens.
maybe the writer was just like, I have come up with the most brilliant line ever. We'll
Yeah.
sneak it in there. And then they get it all the way through post. And now it's too late. You can't take it out. But people like us are like, clearly that was from Airplane.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, my dad wrote the song "American Honey" by Lady Antebellum about 7 years later.
Yeah. It's
And he was like, "I got this. I'm figuring it out." And I'm just gonna. He's like, it was like bling 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 bling, bling. And I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, "Oh fuck! I've just got to play it for him." Here you go. He was like, "Shit!"
Rip
Does
the
it sound
Band-Aid.
anything like this?
Yeah, it really has only happened to me once, and it wasn't that particularly long ago. Because most of the time, if that happens, you start going, "Nah, that's something else." Like it'll, it's just. But I rewrote the Sheryl Crow song.
Oh, good.
And I just fucking wrote that song again and just
Not familiar with that one.
had it in. Oh yeah,
Yeah, 'cause it's Sheryl Crow.
Oh, want to woke
Yeah, yeah.
up the sun or whatever. Look at the
And,
sun.
I want to woke up.
I want to
the
look at the
sun.
sun.
Look at that sun. It's woke.
That fucking
woke
sun
up,
needs to be
woke-ass sun.
woke.
It's virtue signaling.
Yeah, the
The
fucking
sun.
is the sun being an asshole by trying to change our skin color?
What?
Don't be
That's not.
Don't be
woke at
that.
all.
That's
be-
what the
don't-
sun is fucking evil. It's trying to make me
schmacist.
red.
Is it evil
You know-
or
Yeah, I don't
maybe
know.
we forget to put sunscreen on?
Yeah, it just so sucks to not be Native American anymore, man. I
Yeah.
gotta tell you.
Anymore.
Well, okay.
Oh,
so,
I remember you failed out.
Well, our
when
pasty,
you took
child,
the-
our pasty child was never Native American, and he went to bed a strawberry today.
Yeah, that was my fault.
What do you mean pasty?
Day 3
That
of the
kid can
pool,
get a
and I
tan.
fucking forgot to.
Today he's
to
got a farmer
sunscreen.
tan from hell, and it's day 2 of the pool being open.
Oh
for the
man,
season.
it's all right. He's got time to even it out.
I wasn't planning on us being out there for 8 hours. Okay, 6. I thought, okay, we'll go out there. He'll swim for a little while, get a little work done. That was kind of, and then we'll go back in. And then it just, I fucking fucked that up. I even had his lunch, and he got out of the pool completely dried off. I had an opportunity then. I really dropped the ball today on the sunscreen, guys. And you know what? I just had like a whole thing removed off my shoulder like 2 weeks ago.
taking him down
had
with
one
you.
on my wrist
Did you?
recently.
Yeah.
Everything's fine,
Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
unfortunately.
What the fuck?
I was like, come on.
Well,
Come on, skin cancer.
now once they switch to kids or whatever, the dynamic is obviously it's great.
The second they even start playing the music, you're like, okay, it's
yeah,
one of these
this
movies.
soundtrack was just incredible. It really was.
I started looking at it. Jarrett and I had figured out what we were going to do for take one. And then I just sent him a couple videos like, oh, I also know these other 8 songs from this film. We could do this one or this one or this one or this. Yeah, just do the first one.
Yeah, well, and then whenever I started watching the movie, I started, oh, fuck, that would have been good. That would have been really good.
Fucking Allman Brothers and Stevie Wonder and Jackson 5, and it was all happening.
Just a great soundtrack. And then, but when they do switch, and then the mom is just like, well, since your friends are all trash mouths, I'll tell you about sex. There's a flower, and then there's a hose that waters. And so she spent the greater part of her life, consumed with gardening.
Yes. On The Office, when he goes, do you even know how paper's made? It's like, yeah, when a mommy tree and a daddy tree love each other very much.
So, the Wormers, did everybody know like a set of brothers like that? Like, we did. We had the Bloodworths, and they were,
Call it Bloods for short.
No, but they were really sweet kids until like about 4th grade. And then just everything went to shit.
Were they twins?
No. It was
twins.
Actually, 2 Irish twins who were in the same grade. So they were only 10 months apart.
Yes. That's so weird. They were in the same grade.
Yeah, because
even.
of the way that it worked out. So I think one of them had a June birthday and one of them had an August birthday or something like that. So they were in the same, however that works out. And so they were in the same grade. And one was really big. But then they had an older brother and another older brother. So they were just sort of like the O'Doyle rules kind of thing. But yeah, they eventually moved to Henrietta and started all their shit there, which was nice. But
where Troy Aikman is from?
He's from Henrietta, Oklahoma.
Oh, not Henrietta, wherever
Texas.
you're talking about. Okay, never mind then. Sorry, Troy, if
I
you're
believe
listening.
that Henrietta only has one T.
He's not.
You don't think he listens to the show?
I don't know. Well, now we.
I think if he does listen to this show, he stopped a long time ago.
When he finds out how much you
and I call him an asshole.
hate him, yeah.
I don't hate the guy. I just think he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and then he just holds up these 3 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know,
me. I got a bunch of, hey, how many gold records does he have?
1, because he had that country album.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, he did not.
1,000%.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
Nope.
Yes, he did.
Oh my God.
Pull it up.
I'm trying. I don't even know what to do about
With
this.
Coach Joe Avazano, and Ed Too Tall
And
Jones.
he did record a country album in 1996.
I hate it.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Sorry, I know everything there is to know about
Man, I
country
wish
music.
I had like access to playing things on here, but
Well, later.
Yeah, we can deal with that later.
We'll do a bonus episode where we sit down, we listen to Troy Aikman's country album, we critique it.
Yeah.
And you guys, as listeners, can write in and tell us if you agree.
That sounds like a great idea.
Pencil and paper,
We're not
though.
going to do that.
Put a stamp on it and mail it in.
I don't want to listen to Troy Aikman's country album.
We have so many things that we have to do, though. I mean, like, it's April now, and we still haven't done our fucking 5 questions tournament.
Oh, well, we need to set a date certain that we cut off so we can start calculating scores.
Yeah.
That's step 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll figure all this out. You guys don't even worry about it.
You just going to handle it?
I'm just going to.
You and Sean just handle this.
Just write it down.
Oh, are you holding that pencil again? Oh, he's going to start talking real loud, very authoritative. Authoritative?
I don't know what you mean.
I'm burping up the tortilla chips that I had. I guess they were a little greasy, but it's got the fucking terrible taste in my mouth right now.
Uh-oh.
I just wanted you guys to know.
My computer just started installing a software update, so
that's fun.
Well, bye,
That's
Casey.
exciting. Yeah. See you next show.
Bye, Casey.
At least it's not an HP.
We can still hear you.
yeah, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Put the Barbie doll back up. I liked that.
The mom starts dressing as Nancy Sinatra, which I thought was really funny because that was just a funny reference. And then Casey pointed out that when the little girl who starts telling about Janine Garofalo being a witch, and says, yeah, and I saw this or whatever, and Casey goes, remember, she's the when she's getting insulted when she's on the swing, she's a pathological liar.
Well,
you
no,
know?
it's whenever she's a little kid in her room, and they said her parents were never home, and this and this and this, and those that could only create two things: actresses and pathological liars. So then they flash over to her saying all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
Everyone knew that kid for sure.
Missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That might have been me for a couple of years, actually.
So many levels to this movie.
Yeah. It's just so, it's like an onion. Just peel away the layers.
It's probably an allegory.
Put the pencil down, Eric.
Life.
Oh God, you got the.
Jesus Christ with the pencil.
Who gave him the pencil?
You know, the more I think about this, well, anyway, I digress.
All right, dear Johnny.
Dear Johnny, can you hear me? If you can hear me, give us a sign. Let us know. It's okay, we just want to talk to you. Tell us how you died. He's here. He wants to tell us his story. Chrissy, maybe we should stop. He's afraid. Tell him not to be afraid. Tell him it's okay. He's all by himself. He's lonely. He needs a friend.
I got you.
Doesn't that one look like it would be Rosie O'Donnell grown up?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, I definitely didn't. I mean, I get that they both have dark hair, but I didn't get that Wednesday should be her.
Yeah, I get no Christina Ricci vibes from.
Yeah, same. I, you know, obviously this kind of sets the bar for, you know, the tricks that they'll play on one another and all of that. This was a pretty good one. I really did think that the casting of the Demi Moore little girl, especially, to me, that was fucking her. Like, some of the, like, just her mannerisms and stuff when they would be sitting in the circle or the way that she would carry herself, whatever. It was like, I don't know what they did. Like, if she just studied Demi Moore or they just really lucked out, because I think all the kids are great. I mean, the Rita Wilson one was just annoying enough. You know?
That's the thing. I think their characters were all pretty spot on as far as their personalities and their mannerisms and stuff. And Rosie O'Donnell's a weird one because I feel like she has like an accent. So like, where the fuck did that just come from in adulthood?
I feel like it was just the sportier tomboy because she grew up with four brothers and all that. Maybe that's why.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because I thought the same thing because she does that, you know.
Binding her breasts and whatever.
Oh my gosh, I remember doing that. Not with tape, but I tried to put the tightest sports bras on.
Oh my God.
Did not want that to happen.
Oh my God. We were trying to tape them together. Like, it definitely looks like cleavage now. And it just didn't.
Was it like James's little tiny butt crack?
Exactly.
You just had to zoom in and zoom in and try to figure out where it is.
Hot one time.
Balloons with pudding.
Yeah, that was such a good idea.
I remember like having the like 12-year-old conversation, and me and my friend were in her kitchen, and we're like, I really think it's happening. Like, we're for sure getting boobs. Like, I think this is the moment. And we're like looking down and we're squeezing our arms together, trying to like make it like appear. And then we look up and her older brother and all of his friends were in the backyard.
Christ.
And like saw the whole
Oh, that's
thing.
so embarrassing.
It was the worst.
So where did she move to?
Yeah, at the end of this scene where they're like, the one girl calls her a fart ass. And
I wrote that down too.
I was like, that's the fucking greatest name.
That's such a good 12-year-old insult.
Yeah.
You know what was real popular when I was a kid? Adults used to call each other shit ass all the time. That was a big one. You shit ass.
That sounds like you're just learning to cuss and you're not quite putting it on. Or you're a non-native English speaker. And you're just, you shit ass bitch,
son of bitch,
mothers.
Shit. Yeah. But no, I remember like my sister would call her boyfriend a shit ass all the time, and I don't know, maybe he had a problem.
But that is where the shit lives,
in your ass.
So I don't see
a shit ass
up your ass. So that's not really.
Yeah. Well, a shit ass, it sort of
not asshole. They're not saying you have a shitty, unwiped or not wiped thoroughly asshole.
My mom taught our entire Girl Scout troop fuckwad on the way to camp one time. Like,
okay, all y'all fuckwads.
I had a pretty good pretty good cusser in our house. You know what I mean?
She still teaches me things.
She's just so
to this
creative,
day.
right?
I think my favorite so far, Shanna-ism, is a flapping twat.
Flapping twat. That's her favorite. Calls me a
Jesus
flapping
Christ.
twat.
Flapping twat.
It's just so crazy. I can't imagine my mom ever saying that.
But
Well,
No, me either.
But can you imagine being the girl in like 6th grade that could throw some of that shit out? And like,
That's pretty
all the
cool.
boys would be
yeah.
like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Called her a
a good place to
flapping
be.
twat. Not too shabby.
I'm not easily offended.
you
But if
high
I've
five
ever been
'em.
offended, it's probably been by my mom.
Yeah, my son the other day scared me in the car, and I was like, God. And he just goes, "Did you just almost say a grandma word?"
So it hasn't slowed down at
No.
all.
I mean, a little bit, a tiny bit.
She reels it in a little bit, but there are certain she just can't help it.
It's all
in
gas,
certain
no
things.
brakes.
It's just
Here's an example of like the fact that my mom has like found some boundaries, which has been really, really interesting. She's always been the no filter lady, but she's kind of filtered herself like over the years a tiny bit. The other day, Everett was staying at her house and she was going to take him to baseball, and they got in an argument about him wearing his cup. He doesn't like to wear the cup. It's uncomfortable. He hates it. And so she goes, "You have to wear your cup." And he's like, "I don't want to." And she goes, "Well, you have to because I want grandchildren one day." And he goes, "What does that mean?" And she just goes, "I don't know." You know, grandma just says crazy things and
That's
just
a
walks
good-
away. And I'm
yeah.
like, good for you for not
Way to
giving
reel
my
it in.
child the sex talk at 8 without any preparation or my knowledge of like what God knows what she would say. But yeah,
I think I might
don't know why I said that.
I'm going to send my kids to her house for the sex talk. Like, Shanna wants to see you for a minute.
She could
She's
start
got
a
some-
side business.
I love my mom to death, but we don't have great track records in our family for those talks working.
Oh,
that
that's
well.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take him to Brahms and draw the pictures on the napkins like my mom did.
Oh, my dad never had to talk with me.
To that.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do the whole thing all at
We
once.
just got HBO.
Oh, we got a screaming baby across the hall from me when I was 12.
I figured it out when I was 23, and then again when I was 28.
Yeah.
So
I figured it out.
not a big deal.
Yeah. I figured it out way before that.
Your garden hose?
Yes. Yeah.
Big old watering can.
Thanks, babe. So you know, the first time you see Crazy Pete, obviously you know that he's going to be a part of a bigger part of the story. Thought it would. That's my favorite part of the writing of the movie is just how all of that intertwines with all of this. You know,
It's the old man from Home Alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did anyone else get Home Alone vibes?
Yes.
for sure. And I thought just they didn't even know that, again. But the thing about him is that there were a whole bunch of people in the town who were scared of him because of this thing that happened in his house way back when. But nobody ever talked about it. So kids didn't know why they were scared of him.
But they didn't.
That
ever
didn't make
it,
sense to me.
They never made
it's
it
such a
seem
small
like-
town.
I think what happened was that it was just this horrible traumatic thing. I think he was just singled out in the town, you know? I think he probably just separated himself from
He just he just basically let that. That's what he told her, right? Like shit's gonna happen to you in your life. Don't let that take away you going out there and living your life, which I did. You know, but again, I guess, and maybe that's it.
But
Maybe
there was no insinuation that anyone thought he had anything to do
No,
with
no,
it, or
right.
that he ought
I
to
think
be
he probably
scared.
lost his mind a little bit and separated himself from the
Oh, and I
town.
would
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean,
sure.
It just surprised me that the kids hadn't heard the stories.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
it was like the
You
grandma
know?
said, she felt it was so horrific nobody wanted to talk about it. Like
Yeah.
in
There
this
was-
safe little town, nobody wants to tell their kid that some 12-year-old just gets
Yeah.
murdered in their house
this
out of
kind
nowhere.
of teetered along, almost being an interesting mystery Nancy Drew type.
See, that's
movie.
how I remembered it.
Me too, and it's not as much of that as
and
I
the-
thought.
And the pages are ripped. You know, they make it a point to go to this library and they look through all these books and the pages are ripped out. And I'm like, well, there's something to
They're
this.
trying to hide this. Well, it was the town itself wanted to erase it, and that's not uncommon for towns back then.
I wanted to see a Scooby Doo, you know, fake reveal, peel the mask off
yeah,
ending.
of this guy.
A Crazy Pete's like,
Yeah.
"Bloop."
But
And
it was really an alien
And it's
or whatever.
actually Rosie O'Donnell's girlfriend, and she's like, "Hello,
hey, honey,
yeah.
get home and get that strap
You'll
on.
be swell. You'll
Get
be
home
great."
and get that strap on is
Get
what
it
you
ready.
just said.
Did
Get
you
it
say
charged
that?
up. Plug it in.
You think Rosie O'Donnell wears it? Probably. I feel like she's the boy, but who would know?
For sure.
You would know. You can be.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What do you call it?
Top, bottom,
or flexible, or multifaceted, or
multifaceted,
like a diamond.
Multi cleanup hitter, utility player. You could be a utility player.
I just don't feel like y'all are nailing this right now.
I don't feel like we are either.
And we got to get a gay guest on that could tell us if you do both.
Call Ashley.
Switch hitting.
It's not switch hitting. That's for buys.
You're right. Yeah.
Man, there's a word for it.
Designated hitter.
We're never going to get there.
Someone just popped in and wanted to tell us. Oh, it was Casey.
Casey's
I've been
back.
updating this long.
There are many reasons that I would never sleep with a window open. First of all, it's bad for my allergies.
Yeah. Oh, it gets real drafty in there.
That's the first reason. Second,
my allergies.
Second, it's the fucking house is dusty enough.
Right, yeah.
We don't need that shit. And third is I don't want to be fucking murdered.
You let a spirit in.
Yeah. Allergies and murder.
At one point, we had talked about maybe our dogs feel like dog door dogs. They fucking couldn't. They're awful. But he's like, oh yeah, they have these like collars you can wear, and it literally it just electric door. They can just go in and out. So it doesn't stay open, so you don't get like bugs and stuff in.
Oh.
What?
And I literally went to bed that night and had a dream that we had one of those doors, and I look over and just a fucking grown man in one of those collars gets in. I'm like, our dogs are too big.
Yeah,
I had a dream about a grown man in a collar that was similar.
Okay, so going back to this pitcher-catcher situation.
Go on.
Anyway, if you yank just so,
Is that
I don't even like to sit outside to eat, so I don't want any kind of wind blowing around in my house.
The wind part sounds wonderful.
I know. I'm like, then you would never survive in our room. It's
no, that sounds
I have
great.
the fans on.
But I'm thinking of all the bugs.
Just feels different.
Do y'all have fans and shit in your room?
3 of them.
Okay. Have we talked about this? Let's fucking do it again.
Okay.
Wait, are they placed so that it's like a cyclone?
Well, sometimes when multiple fans are going on and you're laying a certain way, do you hear
yes,
like there's a radio on or something?
Yeah, you do. You hear people talking.
I feel like if I'm taking a nap and that shit's all on, I have many times woken up to see if Kelsey's in the bathroom talking to her sister on the phone.
Yeah.
Or and there's nobody in there.
We only have.
Go ahead. Well, I hear this is super common for me. It's just that someone has left on an AM radio news station.
Or the music's on outside still is what I always think. There's somebody talking outside.
Yes. We just have our ceiling fan going, but we do sleep with white noise, and it's pretty loud just to drown out anything. But every single night I hear something different in the white noise.
It just depends on where you are and how
murder.
Because
I know one day someone's gonna ring a gong and you're just gonna fucking attack. Amy.
Yes. It's all just being programmed right now.
Oh
Derek's doing it.
Right?
Living in the Matrix.
It's some fucking German word, you're a fucking.
Like in Zoolander.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, that's what was going on with that fucking Yo Gabba Gabba show. I know that's the Aquabats and that's the whole deal, but I swear
think
to God
that's a
that
thing.
Everett, there's going to be a gong rang when he's 14 years old,
and they're all just
fucking murder me.
Assemble!
Dude's a pretty smart guy.
Bang
Yeah.
gong.
Play it backwards. It'll say "Worship Satan, kill your parents."
It
I
would
promise
not.
you.
It would not. That part would surprise me, but now, so I always just thought it would be so cool. So I never really had a friend that lived next door. Everybody sort of always lived down the street. But I always wanted that. Because all of these movies have this, right? Where you've got the walkie-talkie thing, or the line that goes where you can pass shit back and forth.
And in your day, it would have been tin cans on a string.
That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah, paper cups. We didn't
kicking a rock down the street for fun.
Yes, of course. Stickball. Which is
spinning a old bicycle tire
with a stick.
That's what we did. Yeah, it's true.
Champ, you're the world's best stickball player.
One pair of shoes a year, and then
I still do that.
Porridge.
Porridge. I think that is so right. Porridge.
Okay, what exactly is porridge? Is it
it's oatmeal? It got to be oatmeal, right?
I always thought it was more a cream of wheat situation.
I thought it was like a hybrid mix.
Grits mixed with
grits and oatmeal.
Yeah.
Did y'all
Interesting.
ever eat cream of wheat? I liked that shit. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
I like
I
frosted
think we've
mini
talked.
wheats.
My dad ate that shit. My dad ate cream of wheat and like that. I couldn't do it.
That sounds
You
disgusting.
sound really
Is it like
angry
those
about it.
big
Why do you sound so
wafers?
angry?
I hate everything my dad had for breakfast. I fucking hate it because it interrupted my life. I don't
Blood
like.
sausage.
He would make eggs for us, but he would put green peppers and onions and shit in there, and then put them on our plate.
Oh, sorry, Dad. You
No.
cooked me a fucking awesome Denver omelet, but I'm a little shithead who can't appreciate it.
That is not what I said. I said, you know, I don't eat this fucking bullshit, old man. Fucking.
You gotta fucking.
We're gonna step
Why
outside.
don't you get that wife of yours into this fucking kitchen like a real man?
Yeah. And you want to talk about these ladies talking to each other like they're crazy.
You know what my dad eats that's a dad food still? Grape nuts.
Yeah, that was a big one, right? Like the.
Raisin bran with grape nuts in it. Give it an extra crunch.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
get
feel like
that.
I could use the grape nuts as a.
Yeah, it was never just a bowl
10%
of grape
filler.
nuts. He's not
Yeah, like
an
grape.
animal.
You could like sprinkle that over ice cream, right? And it'd probably be good.
What the
Yeah.
hell is a grape nut exactly? I don't know why I'm thinking of a. I think I'm.
Is it
thinking
a
of
grape or is it a nut?
Oh, where's the name of this?
God.
Every time I
Oh.
think of grape nuts, I think about corn nuts. I think is what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
yeah.
Which obviously wouldn't be good on.
Which
ice
are
cream or
also
in cereal.
nut corn.
But are they nuts?
I feel.
You
Is
just
it really not corn?
It's not. I don't.
It can't be. It can't be.
Everything's corn. Everything's corn.
It could be corn based, but it's not like it started out as corn and ended
Well,
up
now
as
I
corn.
gotta
They
know.
ground it up.
It's not-
and then
No,
they
it's in
mixed
a
it with-
kernel shape.
Oh wait, is a grape nut is a cereal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're
And
doing
it's in a
grape
very
nuts.
small box.
What's
it's
a
very
corn
heavy.
nut? What's a corn nut?
A corn nut is something that if you're
High
in the car, I
They
will
come
punch
in
you.
like ranch and
Fructose corn syrup.
toasted corn.
I understand, but it's not like actual
It is
fucking
corn. Yes, it's corn.
A lot of
roasted-
things are made of corn.
No,
It
made
looks
of
like a
roasted
corn
or
kernel.
deep fried corn kernels. They are in the actual kernel.
unbelievable.
They grind them down,
No, they do not.
press them into a shape, add powdered ranch.
No, they
It's like a
don't.
chicken McNugget.
Send them on their It started as a chicken and it ends as a chicken, but what
That's
happens in
what's
between there
Yeah, what
is a
it does
crazy thing.
is that the corn nuts are actually also a bunch of baby chickens that they put into a grinder, and then they just throw them away, and then they just roast these.
No, do you know
corn
how they
kernels.
actually get that? This is fucking crazy because
Yes, we
did I already
Nuggets?
talk about this? No, about like
Oh.
what that meat is though. Like it's not.
It's pink goo.
It's I know, but do you know how they get it?
The leftovers?
It's all
sweep the floor at
no,
the end of a shift.
All of the chicken has had like by a machine has had all of the meat pulled off on it, but on the bone there's these little microscopic little pieces left, and most of them are attached to like a blood vessel or some shit. So there's
tendons
these
and shit.
machines that just spin it really, really
Like cotton
fast,
candy?
and all that shit comes off, and that's why it's pink goo.
Huh.
True story. You know who told me that? Dennis Durkee.
He would know.
Which, for people who don't know who that is, that's my stepdad who works at a sausage company.
Oh.
One day, his boss came up to him and said, "Dennis, are you busy?" He said, "No."
Anybody else? We're just gonna move on, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. What was that?
You don't remember
From your old show tune days?
There was
I did-
hand gestures.
We did. I didn't do this one, but I got taught this one. That like I guess we always did. Is that one of those things? It's like, "Hi, my name is Joe. I got a wife and 2 kids, and I work in a button factory." One day, the boss came up to me and said, "Joe, are you busy?" I said, "No." He said, "Turn the button with your right hand like this. Hi, my name is Joe." And then by the time you go, you're doing this, and then you're doing all this
That
stuff.
sounds like a church
Father
camp thing.
Abraham
Yes.
had many
Yeah,
sons.
yeah.
Left arm, right arm,
That's
left
where we're
leg.
going with
Father
it.
Abraham
Right.
had many
What's
sons.
going on with your hands there? Were the youth leaders
Are
on
you?
both sides?
Where do you think I learned it?
Yeah.
All the dirtiest.
We had this one that we did in my school where we say is like, "Oh, my aunt came back. Oh, my aunt came back from the New York Fair, and she brought with her a rocking chair." And so you'd have to do the rocking chair. Then. "Oh, my aunt came back
Oh, my aunt came back
from Guadalupe,
from Guatemala,
and she brought with her."
and she brought with her
Well, it's supposed to rhyme.
Yeah, you really
hula
fucked
hoop.
it up.
a hula
And then you gotta.
Oh my God. Can you imagine walking into a room of kids that are just like,
I know. It's just, it got
Can you
so
imagine
silly.
living with a man that knows all of those songs in the
I know,
history?
every single fucking
Lucky
song.
you.
Tomorrow morning shower time.
Every single
Actually,
one.
at this point, Amy, I think you might actually a little bit know what it's like.
Yeah.
Not all the way. You don't get the morning
Every
routine.
I don't get the
single
toga, but
The first act is, I think, the grandest of the day, always.
Which,
So,
what do you mean?
like in the morning, whenever you wake up, and then you don't say anything, and then you go into the bathroom, and then you walk out of the bathroom. Like,
Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home,
Yeah.
I dare not go.
Yeah, it's
and then
very
he'll go, and that's whenever, like, if I'm in bed, if he's in bed, he'll go, you shut the doors real loud. And I'm like, do you even understand what happens in my life? Like, what the fuck?
Have you ever seen a dog sitting on a log?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he makes songs up about me while I'm still sleeping.
That's true. Like, stop stealing my fucking toothpaste, Casey.
That's a hit around here.
That's a big
Man,
hit. Yeah,
that-
big one.
Pills.
I think I showed you a video of that, didn't I not? Whenever you first got on the podcast, we had this conversation,
And I didn't
and
believe
I
it.
sent you a video of
Yeah.
him opening the bathroom door and being like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Saw his
insert
dick.
any song ever.
show tune.
Yeah.
Well, we already talked about the booze, but we didn't talk about the pudding in the boobs. But when they just go when they're sitting there at the table and they're just like, so how big are your boobs now? And she's just like, fucking, I'm not gonna show you, you know. And I thought girls always wanted to get boobs.
I did not want
when Amy
boobies.
said she used to do that.
I wanted the tightest
What
sports
is-
bra.
Why?
I actually don't remember.
Because you probably like Sporty Spice the best.
Yeah, probably that.
I like Ginger. She wore a lot of makeup and had big old boobs.
Yeah, she did.
Of the Spice Girls,
Easily Ginger.
If you liked Baby or Ginger, you wanted the boobs.
I feel like I wanted their manager, Ted Stevens.
Ted Spice.
Baby's Old Spice. Was it?
Hi, karate.
Yeah, they called him Old Spice. So then they're just like, I know what sex is. The man takes his watering can and sprinkles it on the flower or whatever. A lot of funny conversations. The girl gets shit on by a bird, which is always hilarious.
Yeah. If it's not you, it is.
100%. Yeah. Do you guys, I was reminded of, we always had these, but this is like in the 70s. So you guys probably don't even fucking remember, but the kid was wearing this windbreaker. And they used to make windbreakers where it had a hood, but it zipped up and the collar.
Into the collar.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah. Those
Yeah?
fucking, every kid had that, you know. It was like super. And sometimes they'd have like a pocket where the belly is, and you could like, put shit in there.
Dude, I wore the same Texas A&M starter jacket for about 3 years from 8th grade to 10th grade.
Did people start calling you like A&M guy?
Well, I always wanted to go to A&M, but even my buddy Corey, who is a supporter of the show and I work with, is like, yeah, I remember that fucking stupid starter jacket that you wore every single day. He's like, you didn't even have to get dressed, just put on jeans and the same shoes and just that starter jacket over everything for months.
I had a friend that had a windbreaker jacket that he put a bunch of buttons on. It was orange and blue. It was like just ugly as hell. And it became this thing that he wore every day, and it started to make his mom mad. So he would just wear it more, like in protest. Like he would like wear it to bed, and like he would like get in a swimming pool still wearing this jacket.
Oh
like
my
he
God.
was like, I'm never taking it off.
That's some dedication to the cause.
Yeah. So like I feel like that was definitely like he was the dude with the jacket. There's always like that kid.
Yeah.
I bet
was
that smelled bad.
recently looking up with my brother-in-law, Justin, members only jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still sell those.
expensive still.
They're expensive
very
as
expensive.
fuck.
What is
but
a
I'm gonna
members
get one.
only jacket?
Oh,
So it's the jacket
shit,
that
man.
it has like the little flap here on the shoulder.
It was thin like a windbreaker,
Yeah.
but a little more formal.
Like a legit members only jacket, I think is pretty.
Like I wore a black one of those until I got my leather
And
jacket.
it had the
sleeve
little.
thing.
Oh,
whatever
I
you
see.
call
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
military style, sweeping sort of embroidered
They were great jackets.
shoulder.
They look nice. Why is that not a thing anymore?
Well,
Do
it
people
was a
not-
big thing in the 80s when people were driving like DeLoreans and
Yeah.
whatever, Alfa Romeos. And
You're just
then
making up words now.
that's a real thing.
But people
Alfa
were just
Romeos.
driving DeLoreans.
I like these jackets. Let's make this a thing now.
Can we get team Jarrett Goes to the Movies members only jackets.
But we have to
What are you,
have
the last
certain
member?
denotions of the stripes, like, captain, first mate. And we got to load up those little things right there, whatever those are called.
Chevrons.
Gotta load 'em up.
Is that what they call them? Chevrons?
Did you guys ever do any seancing?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
You know why? Because of this movie, right?
Because of this freaking movie.
Oh my God.
We did all the Ouija boards, light as a feather, stiff as a board. We just tried to light candles
and
and
our friend Scott in the woods all the time.
Oh,
He'd be like,
man.
just fucking stay. He'd be like, I don't want to. This is scary. He'd be like, shut up, Scott. We got this. Like,
Yeah.
like
we'd
we
be
weren't
at my
gonna be in the
friend's,
middle of it.
my friend Brooke's house. We'd light the candles and just try to conjure any spirit, and we were certain that it was going to happen.
Did it work?
No.
Did y'all make out?
No.
What?
We did the Ouija board thing, and we would like go to cemeteries and do it in cemeteries.
Oh,
and
see, I
shit.
wish we could have done that.
So metal.
Well, it's so funny because this is hilarious. No, we're the so all of the parks in Wichita Falls for some reason it'd be like Kiwanis Park, where you played baseball and football and shit. Just in one corner, there was just a fucking cemetery there, and JC Park was the same way. There was just like this
This little
cemetery.
family.
And,
Knights
yeah,
of Columbus. And the,
is I'm being serious. There's like an actual cemetery there, so like you could go to the park and is pretty easy jaunt 20 feet into a cemetery. You know,
One of my favorite videos that goes around all the time is there's this, I guess it's a brother, and he takes his phone, he walks into his garage, and he goes, my little sister's having a sleepover upstairs, and they're playing with a Ouija board. And he's just videotaping the wall, and he goes up to the breaker box, and it's just him walking, and he pops the breaker, and you just hear the, like, just from inside the house, just these girls screaming because he just overheard them and went fucking to It's so funny.
I love that.
yeah.
But it's weird because
Yeah.
I'm such a fucking wimp now. Like, I'm not going ghost hunting with you fools.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might happen actually. Amy and I might be doing a ghost hunt thing with a
noted
with
professional.
a noted professional. hmm
Okay, he's got to put down the pencil, y'all.
No. It makes everything better for me.
And here's the thing: I'm pretty scared about it, but I am scared of that kind of
What?
shit. Sort of. I mean, I know
I
nothing.
told him, I'm like, don't bring any of that shit back here.
That's the thing. I don't want to like get possessed.
No,
and then-
you're getting smudged and salted and all that stuff.
What does that mean?
saged.
Yo, just go on.
Yeah, well, smudged is like sage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking do that shit. Now, the
Salt me.
the drowning trick was pretty good. Jumping in and then seeing who her real friends are, which who would give her mouth to mouth. The punch to the face was a little uncalled for.
And apparently,
It was
yeah.
it was
got-
real.
Oh, really?
didn't
Christina
duck out of the
Ricci
way.
forgot to duck out of the way, and she got socked in the face, and it was
Shut down
hard.
production
Are you
for
serious?
a couple
Yeah,
days.
she had a huge bruise on her face.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That'll teach her.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, to rehearse appropriately, not only the lines, but also the physical cues. That's all I meant. you
To see
guys.
it coming.
Everett just yesterday
And
in the
just be
swimming
quiet.
pool
Yeah.
went,
Shut your mouth.
hey, Mom, look, does it look like I'm dead? And to the thing where you float on his stomach. And I just went, no. And just like ignored it because I'm like, I'm not fucking giving
Yeah,
you that
'cause-
bullshit because I used to do that all the time.
My brother did
And guess
that to
what?
me. I
Nobody ever
vividly
came to save
remember.
me. Not once.
no.
God,
My
he
brother
scared
came out
me.
like, what are you doing? Swim by yourself, loser? And like, just go away.
Yeah. Have fun not breathing.
Exactly.
Your brother did that to you?
He jumped off. We were down at some park in Louisville, and there was like a little creek going under the street, and he was like, hey, watch this. I bet I could jump off this bridge. And I'm like, please don't do it. And he did it, and he pretended that his legs broke on impact, and he's just laying there screaming. And I'm probably like 8 or 9,
Jesus Christ.
and I just scream at the top of my lungs. I don't know if anybody came out or not. And then he just got up and walked away, and he was laughing. He thought it was hilarious.
Loser, who cares about your brother?
I freaked out.
Oh man, that's I only saw my brother get like real hurt one time, and it freaked me the fuck out because he was 5 years older than me. I never saw the guy cry. Like, I mean, but he had I was probably 8, he was probably 13, and he had a really bad bike accident on this little track that we used to ride on, BMX track or whatever, all the time. And he started crying, and I lost my shit. I think people were having to console me more than him because I was just like, you just never seen this guy.
Oh, you're a sensitive kid, though.
And I'm sure he was
That's
like, way to take
okay.
all my attention, you little shit.
Yeah.
Just like my birthday. I
Yeah,
was 5.
pretty much. Yeah, that's the way it went. So they catch the boy skinny dipping, and she just goes, "I saw his penis, and the balls, which was so funny.
Was anyone else uncomfortable?
Yes.
A little bit.
Okay.
But I told him, I was
No.
I
What's there to be uncomfortable about?
when I was a little kid, these were older kids. It wasn't even that thing. But yeah, I said to him too, I'm like, what confidence you'd have to be a child actor to
Oh my
One
God.
of those kids had a fucking badonkadonk as they're
looked like
running up the
Yes,
thing like
it was a bubble.
Yes.
butt. Yes.
Photoshop.
Fucking
like,
hot.
Yeah, fucking okay. But it was. They were just like literally cupping themselves and running fully naked. Could you ever imagine at like whatever these kids are probably 13 realistically?
Never.
The confidence to just run fully naked in front of a bunch of
Absolutely
girls
not.
on camera.
Yeah.
For all your friends to see.
As pimply as my back and everything. No way.
Just the way though.
They just have like little skinny man but
Maybe they were butt doubles.
Yeah, I'm sure they had their penises covered up. And
I'm sorry.
They're
You almost called for a beer there for a second
Yeah,
when
I
you tried to
did.
say penis.
penis.
Yeah.
That wasn't the word to follow. It wouldn't be so funny.
Yeah, they and boys that age, like we were mooning people all the time before it was illegal.
Yes.
You know, like
That is true.
Get
My
you on a sex
cousin and my
predator
brother
list now.
used to do a lot of mooning at that age.
Yeah, my brother did a lot of mooning.
Yeah, now
too.
you're just a fucking sex offender if you moon
Can't
someone.
live
true.
within 1,000 feet of a school because you mooned somebody in a
man.
minivan, you know. But whatever.
But just how the other girl is just like, well, now I'm the only one that hasn't seen it. She's like, well then look, I don't
That's going to be
really
the talk of the whole summer.
Yeah, that's all you're going to talk about the whole summer. So I'm going to look at this, but it's under protest.
Well, a
That
penis,
was a pro move.
when seen in the right context, is the most beautiful thing that a woman can see, really.
No,
Whoops.
that's not true.
Eric, did this make you
horny?
All right, this is where we ask Eric.
This is where we have to ask him.
This is just where this feature
This
comes
is where
in.
it culminates.
I didn't time this
We
out.
always do this. Hour 41 into the show.
100%. That's when we do it. And so this is where we ask Eric, Eric, did this movie make you horny?
Yeah. 4 times.
Because there were 4 boys.
Oh
my God.
my God.
Oh, man.
Anyway, back to you, Jarrett.
Okay, good to be back. All right. Hey, let's.
What was funny is that she's like, it isn't very big.
Yeah.
And the girl goes, well, they have to hit. They don't. It's not big unless they have a heart on. And the
Yeah.
other one goes, yeah. Then they get this big. And it was like 2 full feet. It's like,
Boy, don't you wish?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no. I mean, I don't wish.
no, nobody wishes.
No, that
Nobody.
sounds awful.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we've had the meme that we've been passing around now for a little over a year, about the same time COVID came out.
Yep.
And that meme, apparently, a doctor looked at that and said, if that were real,
nay.
he would absolutely. There's so much blood in that thing, he would not be able to stay conscious.
But I don't believe that because, like, John Holmes had a dick the size of a paper towel roll.
But it
like
didn't
that.
have the girth like this. This thing, it looks like it doesn't look like a baby's arm. It looks like a baby.
Yeah. I want to suck that baby.
You want to suck the baby? You want to suck the baby?
Way to muffle that one, because Jesus Christ, that would have been the
Suck
only
the
clip
baby.
ever
He
played
had already
again.
committed. He couldn't
Kelsey
get out of
got
it.
me some of those new
It doesn't matter.
fancy
Kelsey's leaving you after this.
underwears
You want to
with
suck a baby.
the pocket for your junk in the front. Have you guys
Yeah, I
seen
got
those
those.
Oh, do
things?
you like it?
Tommy John.
I'm not sure. They're called sacks.
Oh, those
S-A-X-S.
ones.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
different than
Yeah,
Tommy
okay.
John's.
I don't know. I just never really thought about it. But she says, how can you just live every day with that thing just dangling around down
Or just
there?
getting stuck
Then you're
to
all
your
conscious of it all of a
thighs.
sudden.
And I'm like, unless I maybe like sit down and roll a nut or something, I very rarely even consider that I have this glorious penis, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like it's a solution looking for a problem.
Not even in the summertime? You don't want those things like in their own little compartment?
Either that or I've spent however long just dealing with it.
Or you're probably the kind, you're walking and you don't even know that you just kick a leg out to bust it loose just a little bit.
possible. I mean, I can tell it's different. I just can't tell if I ever needed it. in my life.
Okay.
So I'll report in next week, you guys, on Ballpocalypse
Sure hope so.
2021.
Yeah. Well, I hope,
that needs to be a t-shirt.
And now, Jared Goes to the Movies presents everyone's favorite podcast game show. It's time for 5 questions, where we ask 6 questions, and the high score is 7. Here's your host, Jared Reddick.
Thank you very much. What a great intro. Funny how the applause, like, it goes way up right in the middle there. Hey, welcome everybody to 5 questions, and man, this is going to be a good one tonight. I predict a doozy, if you don't mind me saying so. I hate to point to the fence. Speaking of which, my son hit a grand slam this week. So
nice.
Oh, up at Denny's?
Nice.
At Denny's. Yes, he got the grand slam breakfast.
Killed it.
And
That took a second.
And yes, and then he shit his pants.
Oh, well.
First time in a couple of years. So,
yeah, but he ate the whole thing.
Yeah, he ate I can't believe he ate the whole thing, eh? Wait, didn't your son hit a home run this week too?
Henry hit his first official home run, yes.
That's right.
He's still trying to understand the difference
Between
grand slam and home run.
everybody seems to think whenever we say grand slam that he hit it out of the park. And I say, no, he's 8 years old. That is physically fucking impossible.
Oh, so did what happen is Everett lined it towards the shortstop. It rolled through his legs. Then it rolled past the
That is
left
not what
fielder.
happened. He knocked the shit out of this
Okay.
ball. But I will say, and I think Amy will probably agree, at this level, pretty much if the child can run at a decent speed, you get it past an outfielder, that's a fucking home run.
That's true. That's what happened with Henry.
Yeah.
He knocked it. I mean, it was great, but there was nobody else on base. So he's like, I got a grand slam. No, you only scored 1 point, and that sounds awful to say only, but
Yeah, I know. Well, still, we're raising dynamos over
Yeah.
here.
Good old 1-pointer in baseball.
They're good.
The good old 1-pointer. All right, guys. Well, welcome. And like I said, I do think we have a really great one. Now, one of our best players ever in the history of this contest is here, and he is in full drag. He is dressed as Melanie Griffith, not to be confused with Meg
Griffith.
Griffin. Right.
Shut up, Meg.
Or Andy. Or Andy Griffith. Right. Shut up, Meg.
Had to, sorry.
What's the one where he farts in the car and he just rolls up the windows and makes her stay, and he's just like, just go with it. Just,
Love the gas, Meg. Love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine, man.
Something like that.
So bad.
that's so good.
All right. Well, Don, as you can tell, guys, also here. Well, I'm sorry, Greg. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How's it going?
Well, you're dressed as Melanie Griffith, and I do have to say, I wonder. So we had to cancel Friday, kind of at the last minute. Eric had some sick kids at home, and quite frankly, it worked out well because I got to go to the baseball game and see the Grand Slam. And I did not get invited to Denny's. However, were you already dressing up and have to take that off, or did we catch you in time?
Oh yeah, no, Sean caught me in time. Thank goodness.
Okay, good,
yeah.
good.
'Cause
Otherwise,
my wife put this on me and did all the makeup. I gotta thank her, and I can't wait to get it off now.
Right.
I thought this would be a good idea, and I'm literally miserable. So I don't know how. I told her, she's like, she kept, welcome to my world. I'm like, yeah. I'm good.
Did you tape your penis?
Yeah. Are you wearing high heels too?
I did tuck.
Did you tuck the biscuit? You did. Yes, you did.
I did tuck. Yeah, you go all in. You go all in.
Literally.
Prove it.
Now, let me ask you this, and because I know that you're very dedicated to the show. You're one of our supporters that is in it. You're in it with. I mean, you have been diehard since you started supporting this show. Had we caught you late and you had already dressed up as this, do you think maybe a couple of photos and you just said "fuck it" tonight, or would you have done it again?
I would have probably done it again.
Yeah.
But my wife would, and I would have had an interesting Friday night. That's all I'll chat.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, she probably hasn't had anything like that since college. So, you know, I mean, it's,
No, exactly.
You know, it's you're just being a good husband and citizen. Hey, he's 50. He's batting 500. You know him as the guy who had terrible internet, then amazing internet. It is Tim Trafton from Maine. Everybody is here.
Hey, Jarrett.
How you doing, buddy?
Eric, good. Thank you very much.
Did you have a nice holiday weekend?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Friday, when you canceled the show, I actually had my first COVID shot that night. So
okay.
So I was fine, and I would have made it.
Good.
Yeah, we switched to the Monday. I had a great weekend. Yeah, good Easter.
I am so glad. Well, thanks for being flexible with us. And of course, Eric's wife thanks you as well, or his partner, who he got to stay home and help with the kids. One of our favorite guests ever. He is 0-3, ladies and gentlemen. 0-3. It is everybody's favorite Mo in DeGrease, everybody. Mo in Degrassi. Sorry.
Mo in DeGrasse.
DeGrasse. Mo and DeGrasse.
Oh,
Mo in
DeGrasse. Okay, got it. I see.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Mo in DeGrasse. I got it.
Oh, I pay a guy to do that.
It's Don Petretta.
Yeah.
And dude, it's good to see you. And you're up there in Vermont. Is it is it getting warmer?
Oh, yeah, it's been warm the past couple days. It was a little chilly this morning when I went to the gym in shorts, but that was a mistake. Right. You think I'd know by now, but
yeah, I get it. I mean, it's nice to go to the gym when it's chilly, but right. I don't know why. I don't have a reason for that. Like, what? It's fucking 2021. If I did have, I wouldn't fucking say it on the show.
You want to go to the gym when it's cold because
of it, you don't get as hot.
Oh,
or maybe you do.
Because working out makes you super hot.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, I'm just going to get off this then. Dude, he's finally here. We've been waiting for a while for this. I know Eric is excited, and I'm sure his brother Josh is as well. Everybody, welcome for the first time, Jeff Millman, everybody. Wearing his Jared Goes to the Movie shirt, just like his brother would. They're keeping it in the family. They're both here. They're both great supporters of the show. Jeff, it's your first time. Are you nervous?
No, I feel pretty comfortable. However, I didn't join in time to get the notepad, so I had to make my own.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's holding up an Eric Goes to the Movies notepad, which we were actually just talking about. Like, our Patreon supportership has been crazy over the last few months. Like, every week we're getting great increases, and this is amazing news for you guys, because it just means that we can do better perks. And the next perk is by far the best ever. But we were saying this basically since Amy took over the show.
Yeah, it became my show.
Our supportership has just really gone through the roof.
People like Amy.
They do. But it's
listen. Okay, so guys. Okay. Let's calm down.
Jeff, it's great to see you here. Is everybody able to write down now? Everybody's able to write down your answers. I'm glad to hear it. Thanks for coming prepared. Obviously, you guys know the rules. I am going to ask you 5 questions, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the program, guys. Here we go. In the movie, what is this called? Now and Then. I thought it was Then and Now.
Now and Later.
It used to be.
Now and Later.
Now and Later. That's right. Now and Later. What specifically is the name of the person that the girls think they have made contact with at the cemetery? All right, we're going clockwise tonight. Don Petretta, what you got?
They called him Dear Johnny, but his name was Jonathan Sims.
All right, I like it. Overachieving will get you nowhere, but I do love it. Jeff Millman, what you got?
Got Dear Johnny, Jonathan Sims.
Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. Karen? I'm sorry, Greg Lee.
I had Dear Johnny, and then in parentheses I put Sims.
Jesus Christ, Tim, I hope you did this too. Tim Trafton from Maine, what did you got? What do you have? He just put Dear Johnny.
Oh,
Little Johnny.
No, Little Johnny.
No.
I have Dear Johnny in my notes, and I knew it.
You wrote
Oh, no.
Little Johnny. And I guess probably influenced by the jokes told of yesteryear about Little Johnny, who was always getting himself into trouble. Question number 2 will, of course, be about the same movie, Now and Then. All right, here we go. In the movie, let's Well, I hate to do that to you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make, because I don't really know if they, all right, here we go. This one's pretty hard. All right, this is a pretty hard one. She said that. And here we go. What is the name, what last name, and what do the boys who pick on them all the time go about? What are they referred to as? They're referred to as their last name. And what is that? This is a really hard question, guys. And I know some of you make notes and you probably have that written down. And here we go. All right. Jeff Millman. Looks like you're still writing. It's only 7 letters. Okay. What you got?
Got the Wormers.
Oh, he drew a picture of a worm. I see now. I see where we're heading. And it's a really nice one, too. One of those.
Wow, that's a good worm.
That you fish with.
I just had to remove the balls, and then I was there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's Woody Chambers action right there.
Greg Lee, what do you got?
I got Wormers as well.
All right, Tim Trafton.
Wormers.
Dom Petretta.
Wormers.
All right, guys, very good. Everybody's got 2 except Tim Trafton from Maine. Finally on the board there. And we are now on to the next question. Here's the next question. What is the name of the actor, his actual real name, who plays the hitchhiking Vietnam vet? All right, Greg Lee, what you got?
I got Brendan Fraser.
All right, Tim Trafton.
Brendan Fraser.
All right, Mowing DeGrasse.
Brendan Fraser.
And Jeff Millman.
Brendan Fraser.
That's right, guys. It's Brendan Fraser. I can't stump them tonight.
That's a good game.
I cannot stump them tonight. Let's do this. In the movie, Now and Then, how much do the girls get paid for painting the garage? Tim Trafton from Maine. What did you say?
I don't really know. I'm totally guessing. Was it like $140?
What? All right, Mowing DeGrasse.
What?
I will paint your garage tomorrow.
Mowing DeGrasse, what you got?
I had 10 big ones, $10.
Okay, Jeff Millman.
$10.
And then, of course, Karen is here.
I missed it. I put $1.50.
The answer was $10, guys.
Tim Trafton, $6,000 in today's money.
Yeah.
Tim Trafton, obviously the greatest person to ever hire anyone to paint.
How much could a banana cost? $20? Here.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, another hard one. She said that. Here we go. In the movie Now and Then, when what's her face? I don't remember her name. What her character's name was, but when she's in the drain trying to get her bracelet, she finds what? Okay, Dom Petretta, what you got? Nothing. Jeff Millman.
You found a rat.
Oh, Karen.
I said, first I said a doll, but then the scene was so much like it, I said red balloon after that.
Goodness gracious. Tim Trafton, what you got?
Didn't she find it? Wasn't it a yo-yo?
Ladies and gentlemen, she found a yo-yo.
Yep.
Jeff, I'm sorry. There was a mouse. There was a mouse after the yo-yo.
There was a mouse.
But
big mouse.
Only thing I could remember. I was like, "There's no way it's that."
It was a yo-yo, guys. A yo-yo. All right.
Yes, I needed the yo-yo.
All right. What, Sean? Where does that leave us now?
4-4-4-4.
Is that really true?
No. Jeff and Dom have 4. Greg and Tim have 3.
All right. So Jeff and Tim both have 3. Dom and Jeff have 4. And that leads us into
Eric's off on attention game.
The soundtrack for the acclaimed 1995 film Now and Then features not 1, but 2 songs by the Jackson 5, who began their career in 1969 with 4 consecutive #1 hits. What was their first #1 hit? I will give you multiple choice here. Was it I'll Be There, ABC, I Want You Back, or Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
All right, Jeff, what, sir, did you say?
Said ABC.
All right, Karen, I'm sorry, Greg Lee?
I went with the first song in the movie, I'll Be There.
All right,
that was first
Tim Trafton.
I think ABC.
All right, and then Dom Petretta, what you got?
I also went with I'll Be There.
You're all wrong. It was I Want You Back, which is in this film.
Ooh.
And that was their first #1.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't go with Santa Claus is coming to town then.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this leaves us in a very interesting situation. We have a tie. We have a tie for the lead, and we have a tie for taking it from behind. So, so let's see. What do I got to do on this? Do I got to flip 2 coins,
Yes,
or
you do.
I got to flip 2, or do I flip? No.
No, just flip a coin for the winner. Flip a coin for the loser, and let them.
That's it. Okay.
Let them sword
Flip
fight.
it out.
Well, there we go then.
Well, unless it's Karen.
So I was going to say, should we let
I have to pull the tape off.
Yeah.
Greg and Tim both answer the question to try to beat the person that wins the coin? Nope. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Jeff and Dom, you guys are tied for the lead, which means only one of you can keep going to Sean's super hard question. Jeff, this is your first time here. Call it in the air.
All right. It is heads.
Just like his brother. His brother thinks it. Yep, it was heads, actually. It did stop at heads.
Wait, what?
No.
It's tails.
It stopped
It's
at
tails.
It does say tails.
It says tails.
Was there a glitch?
No.
I'm telling you, it stopped. Okay, all right. Tails it is. That's fine. All right, tails it is. That means that means Dom is our winner there. Now, Tim and Greg, you will now compete in this coin toss. I'm going to let Greg Lee call it in the air because he took so much care in getting ready for the show.
I'll go with heads.
Okay,
It
heads.
stopped on tails there.
Stop it. It is heads. Heads it is, Tim. I am sorry. That does mean you are out of the game.
That's cool.
But you
Little
played.
Johnny was a
Yeah, you're right. Had you gotten that question right, you wouldn't be in these. You actually would be out anyway, to be fair.
Greg.
Greg,
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Greg would be behind, and you'd still be out. So, Jeff, you can sit there and bask in the fact that you are not a loser tonight. You did not lose, even though you do not get a win on your record. That's how it fucking works here. Don Petretta, you can sit back and relax. This will go to Greg Lee. Greg Lee, if you get this question right, you win. If you don't get it right, you're not a loser, but you didn't win, did ya?
It's time for Sean's questions, the 7th question, and sometimes it's hard.
All right, Greg, we got 4 categories: childhood, physical education, books, and more books.
Well, let's go with physical education.
The girls' preferred mode of transportation during the movie and all around town are that of a bicycle. Name all 4 colors of their bikes.
I can do 2, maybe.
Wow. All right. I just got to throw it out there. Let's go with pink, blue, good Lord, green, and orange.
Okay, what was the answer there, Sean?
Blue, pink, red, and gold.
Yeah, I would have said blue and pink.
Ooh. Gold is a tough one.
Don Petretta is our winner. Hey, You know what, Greg? That was a hard question. You did it. You did a great job coming up with an answer. Unfortunately, it was incorrect. And so your winner tonight for his very first victory ever, Don Petretta, everybody.
Mowing the grass. Mowing the grass.
Mowing the grass.
I'm going to blame the blonde wig on this one. So
yeah, that's
She's stupid.
Oh my God!
Seriously, gee.
Guys, thanks for playing. Come hang out in the chat if you can. Otherwise, we will see you soon. You have no idea how much we appreciate each and every one of you. We couldn't do the show without you. And see y'all soon. Y'all be good.
Cool. See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys.
It was a head-on collision. The driver of the pickup truck fell asleep at the wheel. She was pinned in the car for an hour and a half before she was rescued. She was fully conscious while rescue workers attempted to extract her from the demolished vehicle. She died during the night at Greene County Hospital of massive head injuries and severe internal bleeding. I don't understand this. This isn't right. What do you mean? It must have been awful for her. A lot of pain. She was really beautiful, wasn't she? Like a movie star.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we cut right there because the worst acting perhaps in the history of all time is her chucking that thing at the mirror and
For tantrum.
Different scene.
This one, she goes up and starts putting it on the copier and ripping the
Oh, right.
I knew where you were going.
I do absolutely agree with you, though.
Boy.
And as good as I think that she is and everything that she does, and she's great in this, maybe that was just too much. But I agree. Terrible.
We were both like, way to make it about you. Like, but
seriously,
I will say though, just listening to this just now, I feel like they did actually give her a little bit of that Rosie O'Donnell accent.
They did, right?
I didn't notice it until I had said it earlier, and then watched this.
Yeah,
just on the ahs.
Also, did they really put all that information in the newspaper? Like, she was pinned in the vehicle for an hour and a half.
As they pulled her lifeless body from the wreckage.
I've been watching this show called Finding Your Roots, and they go back to this genealogy stuff, and that's fucking crazy, these newspaper articles. Like, some of it will just like, I mean, obviously way back in the day, but they'll be like, so-and-so was walking on the corner of blah, 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 when his horse stumbled on a rock, and he did, like, it's just like, you're like, fucking what?
I gotta go read these newspapers.
Well, that was news at the time.
Yeah, true.
It wasn't all, Trump this and
Bitcoin that.
Well,
Bitcoin.
And also everything
with their Trumps and their
much news back then.
Bitcoins.
I mean, even before, like, what was it? Was it like Ted Bundy was like the first like international serial killer situation? That's kind of crazy to think about because that wasn't like
he killed internationally.
It wasn't that long ago.
Like the news wise, like like not internet. Yeah, it was. It was international. Like it was
probably Charles Manson, I would think.
No, that was like the whole thing about the Ted Bundy documentary we watched. It was like that killer. They just usually just got away because you just go to another state and nobody ever heard of you.
Right. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. That like the news was going faster than he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever era this was supposed to be, and that was 10 years before. I mean, maybe it was.
There was definitely a golden age of just packing your shit up and never being seen again.
Good solid killings.
Can't do that anymore.
I mean, that's Casey's grandpa. I mean, that's how her mom's family. He would get into some trouble in one town, they'd move to the next town. It's a fucking crazy story.
Yeah, he's just a con artist that just started lives, burned them to the ground, collected the insurance money, moved on with his life.
Jeez,
started a life.
It's a crazy interesting tale. Actually,
did some little bit of I honestly think until the day he died, he was getting paid for a amputated leg that he still had.
Wow, that's just impressive.
Someone else's amputated leg?
No, I think he just was on there for disability for that. I mean, just crazy. I don't even know all the stories. They're just, I wish I did.
Oh, he didn't have an amputated leg, but they were paying him for his amputated leg.
Yeah. What? I'm just saying, it's like, it's the craziest shit
Seems like you got to prove it.
He freeze-dried it.
Mail it in or something.
Actually, we did watch that documentary that one time. This guy got his leg amputated and he wanted to keep it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? And so they were like, I don't know about that. And he did. So he mummified it himself, hung it in a tree, dried out, right?
Sure.
And then
some
put
salt.
It, and somehow had to move and ended up just shoving it in storage with some stuff. Well, then he lost his storage unit. So someone went and storage wars the thing and found this mummified leg. Well, he didn't know where it came from. So he started, like you do, advertising for people to come pay to see this leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy comes back and goes, that's my leg. He's like, no, it's not. I paid for it. And and they go to court.
Trying to figure out,
who rightfully
actually owns the leg. Yeah.
Storage war guy, right?
I believe so.
No, I mean, they gave it back to the owner of the leg.
Yeah.
Because the judge was just like, what the fuck?
I can't believe we're here.
Yeah. You didn't have this leg for 7 years. It's not your leg. No.
Sounds like something I might just say one day. Yeah. Between having two boys, just give him his leg back.
Give it back.
It's his leg. I know you were playing with it first.
I gave him $7.
But it's his leg.
Let's talk about the hitchhiker for a second. First of all, his hair was not long enough. He was not dirty and scary enough to be this fucking Vietnam vets were like walking the country around. I mean,
I agreed. I thought he was supposed to be endearing.
He was just a wanderer. Yeah.
Maybe.
Not all who wander
I sure thought he was beautiful.
He was.
Good point.
According to Instagram profiles of idiot women everywhere.
You're right. I know you're right.
That's true.
If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Say people who are the absolute fucking worst ever, and there's no best that ever shows up.
Yeah, I honestly can say even people that are still my friends today that have been like, I just don't like drama. And I'm like, that means you're fucking crazy.
Yeah. See, those are the MySpace taglines.
Yeah.
It's coming up for a second time today.
Fucking George Carlin used to come out and go, have you noticed that women who are against abortion are people that you wouldn't want to fuck anyway?
That's easy.
True.
Okay. Well, anyway. Okay. Well, I don't know. Then I thought he was endearing. It just to me like
I wondered if there was going to be any
a Vietnam dude sitting around talking to 4 12-year-olds is a little fucking
offering them cigarettes.
Did you ever like talk to any like adults or any like
hitchhikers,
older teenagers? Whenever you were a little kid wandering around your town, I mean, we used to fucking just run into cool motorcycle and just talk to some dude. Like,
no, I was way too shy.
Not a lot. But yeah, I mean, I guess and I guess
like
here
I
and
was from
there.
like a really really small town. Like I just remember things like that. I mean, not Brendan Fraser in a fucking Vietnam jacket, but like just talking to people for a day. I mean, me and my cousin were just talking about that. We were so weird. We'd be like, some person's house, we'd be like, cool parrot, we're gonna come inside and feed it. They'd be like, like we should have gotten murdered.
There was definitely a dude who lived 2 doors down, when my brother and I were growing up, that would let us come over and play Atari that was in a box. And he was like an older man. And he just, I think his grandson was over there one day while we were outside playing. So we played with this kid. And then this guy for years would just let us come over and play video games at his house. And no, we didn't get touched or anything. But how fucking weird. I know, man.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I
Bummer.
feel like that was just kind of more of a thing whenever we were kids. Like, I remember whenever we moved to Louisville, me and my brother decided to, like, we're going to go make some money. Because when we lived in Whitewright, that little tiny town, we'd, like, go up to some little old lady's house and be like, hey, what can we clean? Give us money. Like, she'd be like, I don't know, go fucking pick up my backyard or whatever. So we went around, like, town. My mom didn't even know we were doing it, being like, can we, like, mow your lawn or pull some weeds or do you need anything done? And, like, people would be like, you need money? Like, here's $5. Go away.
Just go away.
And then one person's like, yeah, come on in. And would just, like, let us, like, vacuum their living room. Like, it's
Yeah,
so
that's
weird.
Well, across the street
Also never
from me, we had Mr. and Mrs. Griffith, which is weird that name just came back up again. And he was known as the Candy Man.
Oh, man.
And you just rang their doorbell, and she came with a dish of candy, and you each got to pick a piece of candy.
And if you said his name 3 times in the mirror,
you would shit yourself.
You would be the candy.
Y'all have already said it too many times. Move on.
But no, for real, this guy, that was, and it was normal to all the kids in the neighborhood, and they were the sweetest old people. And sometimes they'd invite you in to sit on the sofa, and they would just ask you about school and stuff.
Was it covered in plastic?
It was not.
Oh.
No.
Cat hair.
Let me take a look at those creamy little thighs.
God.
Y'all sure are sweaty.
I spilled some lemonade on my
off the
pants.
streets. I can't. My voice is funny. Man, Chris, y'all come in off the streets.
Yeah, I think as far as this scene goes, I don't think it's that weird they talk to this guy, especially in that day and age and just wandering through the streets or whatever. I think the only part that was like super cringy was just her being like, hey, whatever it is you're looking for, I hope you find it. And I'm like, oh, God.
And she just kept looking back.
I know. I thought there was going to be some
penetration.
He was going to try to grab.
Lucky for you, I was looking for 13-year-old.
No, he had a gimpy leg.
Yeah. All right, so they go to see the psychic, and they have to spend 10 treehouse dollars to get her to see. And obviously, the murder card comes up, scares the shit out of everybody. That's the end of this, right?
Also, that lady was legit.
Yep, she seemed to be.
Yeah.
I thought the girls can't play softball scene. Obviously, it was what it was.
Throw away.
Yeah, fight. I don't really know that we needed it. The only thing that really comes through on that is that homegirl meets her husband, which they don't really give. Like, Casey didn't even know that was the thing
until this time.
It was the booger picker from Red Rover.
It wasn't the bigger booger picker.
What?
Different kid.
Yeah.
It was the kid that climbs up on the fence next to her at the softball game.
I thought that was the booger picker.
No, different kid. But the only reason you get it is because he says, hello, dear.
Hello, dear.
And then whenever she has the baby, he goes up and goes, hello, dear. And you're like, oh.
Oh, wow. They really tied this one together.
Exactly.
Well, he knew
Jesus
immediately. He's like, oh, yeah,
Christ.
because the picture of the husband was like a little
When they
guy.
saw the
like,
picture of the husband, it was just super blatant that he
I'm
was
starting to
nerdy
not
with
like this movie, and I came in here
Uh-oh. We're going backwards.
indifference
Let's not
to
do
it.
that right now. Man, I the one thing that I am glad about through all of the insanity that was my childhood is that I never, as a young, I guess, adolescent, preteen, whatever, got to meet my mom's new friend. This was fucking cringy and great all at the same time. It was, but just, well, I think sounds like we're going to need to take us a trip up to DC before school starts. And it was just like, oh God, that's the grossest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, you're a looker just like your mom. I didn't like that.
Oh, and then she just is like, you have something in your teeth. And then that starts the whole fucking, downward spiral of that. But yeah, that was super awkward.
Yeah, I think there's something to, like, my mom dated a little. I mean, I met a couple people that she dated over the years, but I don't remember her and my dad being married, so it wasn't ever weird. And she wasn't ever like,
sure,
we're going to go on family vacation
Your
together.
mama so does care about your school.
Exactly. That was like definitely the vibe of this guy.
Oh my God.
Non-vacation.
Yeah.
But to put on her, putting on her dad's bowling shirt or whatever.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, that probably fucking set me off too if I was her. Actually, I didn't think that was all that great. All right.
She goes, the pretty scarf.
Yeah.
Oh, I could hide beneath the wings of a bluebird as she sings. Ow, how did I already mess it up? The 6 o'clock alarm. 6 o'clock alarm. Okay, now we got it. Take 2. Fuck him.
Yeah. What number is this, chap?
7A.
Okay, don't get excited, man. Just because I'm short, I know.
I could hide beneath the wings of a bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring.
But it rings out and I wipe the sleep out of my eyes. The shaving razor's cold and it stings. Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? You once thought of me as a white knight on a steed, and now you know how happy I can be. Oh, and good times start and end without $1 to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Coming up next on the show.
That was really good. Don't choke.
Coming up next on the big show. It's too bad people don't know who the fuck Ed Sullivan is anymore.
I always thought you hated me.
So did I. Roberta?
What?
Can I kiss you?
What are you mumbling?
Would it be all right if... Can I kiss you?
I guess.
Great, you ready?
You want to do it now?
Sure. I mean, if you want to.
Okay.
That was great.
It's okay.
It's just, can y'all ever even hear that song without not thinking of Michael Cera
That's
from
all I think about every time.
from Superbad?
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
These eyes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's so great.
I hear it now.
Oh man, just every time I hear that, she's like, "You mention this to anyone, I'll beat the shit out of you." You know,
They
that's-
were also lovers in Casper.
Casper. I know.
God.
You had to do a lot of kissing that year.
Okay, Casper.
Was that like
Big crush.
Oh, everybody. You
Oh
turned into
my
that guy?
God. I would just like rewind it and keep playing it. The reveal
And this
over
was
and over
him, huh?
again.
Keep you.
Yeah, forever.
And hey, way to go asking for consent. Okay.
Yep.
Way back
Way
in the
ahead of its time.
70s.
Right. I mean, goodness
You
gracious.
didn't just hit her
Knock
in
her
the,
over the head and drag her back to the cave.
Have her like smell the paint, you know.
You're my girl now.
Oh, God.
Ow! Ow! Yeah, you know, they always have the parent talk, you know, in these movies. So like, do you even, you know, like your parents? And everybody does that reflection back, you know, whatever. But it does kind of come down to, you know, the fact that your parents really don't know shit, you know, for the most part.
And if you ask them, they're likely to say, yeah, there's a lot of shit I would have done differently. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel that way when you're growing up.
No.
It feels like what they say is very authoritative, and it's, you know, it's not to be questioned. And it isn't. I mean, as a child, most of the time, you need to kind of, at least the way I was brought up.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of times where I say some shit to these kids, and then afterwards I just go to Kelsey like, the fuck was that?
Yeah, what did I do?
Why?
Yeah, I did it. I got on to Everett the other day about something, and I just came into our room, and I'm just like, I said damn. Okay, I said damn to the kid. I fucking feel bad about it.
Yep.
You know, like the whole thing. But man, this did make me think though. This part where she starts to talk about how no families are normal on television because, you know, all Disney movies get and Disney shows and Nickelodeon shows. You guys obviously have noticed that it's almost always a broken home, like either or not necessarily a broken home, but a parent has left or someone has died or whatever. And I guess that's just something in entertainment because she lists off Bonanza, My Three Sons, Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, just like all of these are widowers, and it's like I guess that's just been the thing on TV.
I feel like maybe it's just the way to keep things relatable in a sense because it, you know, like the Brady Bunch, like I said, were this happy family, and you can relate to that if you're in that type of family. But then there's like the from two different families, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something
You have
to
a
that.
world of
Leaves it open ended.
of conflict to choose from when you set it up that way. I mean, every situation can be something new that's kind of weird about that. So you build in that. It's also very relatable. I mean, especially now to a lot of people.
Well, she says it here, right? She's like, you know, I hear that in 10 years, 50% of or half the population will be divorced, and she's like, I don't believe it. And it's like,
I don't see that.
I believe that statistic came from this weird, like, in this certain year, there were 1 million weddings and there were 500,000 divorces. And that doesn't mean that 50% of couples, you know, marriages end in divorce. It just means that year there were this many.
That's true. That's
actually
a good point.
more. 68%, I believe, is about.
That's the current going rate.
I believe that's how many
I think we can
marriages.
get to 70 if we all try.
We really try.
And that
hard.
might be.
If we hit a little harder, am I right?
America number one. That's right.
Number one.
No more talk about it.
Yeah.
Be about it.
One thing about this the whole scene and them talking about it, and not understand. I think all of us probably felt at some point that our parents maybe didn't get us necessarily, or you didn't. You get that angry thing, but I think there's something so scary about being a parent and like getting to that point, and it happens soon. I mean, I was little. I'm sure y'all were too. Like, where your parents don't really know everything about you anymore, and it happens so fast.
Yeah,
I already think about it like every day when I'm like, Everett has this whole other life at school, and like you start having conversations that don't get repeated. There's just this whole other world, and I just think that's such a weird thing because, of course, there is a distance that's formed between parents and their kids.
Because there is just such a long time that you have where you literally know everything about them and their day and their relationships and all of that. And it's like, now
I feel like we have a longer time with our kids than our parents did with us.
Sure.
Just because of how things are. We were gone for the whole day until it was dark, and then we had to be home for dinner. And now it's like we know where our kids are every single minute. We know who they're with. So we have a little bit longer with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. For sure. Well, they decide that, it's kind of interesting when you have like these four person friendships, and there's always like the two, you have the two that are closer to one another in those. And I remember like that was kind of like that when I was growing up. We'd have like our crew, but you were close with the one, and all of that shit.
That's what causes the fights at the sleepovers.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right after the seance.
Pillow fights?
Yeah.
Yeah, those. So the drain thing was a bad idea, right? I mean, fuck it, it's a bracelet. But
it was a good idea until the freak flood of the century happens right when she's down there. But
I don't know. She just needed to get the hell out of there. She's like, hey,
Al Roker.
I do think that, again, if you watch this movie as a young girl, you have a weird irrational fear of those things. You have that thing right in front of your house.
Right in front of my house.
All the time. This scene. And driving behind like any type of wood.
I just think of tennis balls getting lost in there. That was, that sucked.
Yeah, it's a tennis ball sucker.
It doesn't suck at Amy's house because the dads all get excited about which one gets to go in there and get it.
Yeah, we have the key.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't have that key. We need to get that key back.
Missing.
Oh, I know where it is.
Yeah. Well, so, she's saved by Crazy Pete. He's like, why are you afraid of me? And, what do you say to that?
Because you're crazy.
His voice was much more childlike than I remember.
So sad.
It made me really sad.
Same.
I remember him being very creepy, although I knew that he wasn't.
Yeah.
But that voice, I don't remember him being so childlike.
And old.
Why are you afraid of me?
Yeah, kind of sad. They paint the garage, and that's the last day Roberta taped her boobs. Good. Yeah,
let those puppies fly.
They're like yard dogs. If you keep them chained up for too long,
they're gonna bite a hand off.
Just gonna get too aggressive.
Let them out. Let
who?
Aggressive?
Who?
them out.
Dueling trivia.
All right, guys. We do this every single week. Right here, we call it Dueling Trivia. This is where Amy and Eric face off in a game of trivia based upon questions that they've made for the motion picture that we're watching. Eric, what is the current score?
I'm ahead 14-12 at this exact
14-12. Amy has started to make a comeback over the last show or two.
I don't have a chance of making it to 15 today. My only hope is that she stays at 12 because I did not take any notes. I was rubbing Kelsey's feet the entire time. And so I had lotiony hands, didn't want to pull the phone out and type shit down.
I get that. You look like that cop at this. The little,
what happened to my phone?
The buttery gun.
Why do I feel like this is a tired excuse? I feel like you have plenty of experience holding your phone with lotiony hands.
One hand is lotiony.
Roadhouse.
Good one. Who goes first?
I have to go first this time.
Okay.
Yeah,
shoot.
I have one thing written down, so glad we didn't talk about it. Okay, well, what's the name of the drink that the four girls are served by Janine Garofalo in the diner scene?
Black cows.
Black cows.
They're Coke floats.
They're Coke floats. Mm-hmm. And it floats right to the top.
All right.
Yeah, this is... Don't take it easy on me. It's not your fault.
I have one picked out.
Throw him a good one.
Okay. Which Wormer brother does Roberta kiss?
Like a first name?
Yeah. What's his name?
Bo.
Bo Wormer.
Bo Wormer.
Bo Wormer.
Willie
Wormer.
Willie Wormer.
His name is Scott.
Yeah, I thought it was Scott.
All right.
Scott.
Good one.
Amy gets another point. 14-13.
Here we go.
That is right. Better step it up.
All right.
And I'm not kidding. Thank you. Well played. It was Rumor Willis.
Yes.
Yeah.
The little girl.
That looked like a thumb.
I have all the people that like popped up. Yeah. And I was like, Brendan Fraser, ? Hank Azaria, ? Rumor Willis?
Yeah.
I had to Google it. I'm like, who is that? Then I
That hideous baby.
She was apparently in striptease too. I didn't know that.
Wait, what? Crawling out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to rewatch this
Demi
thing.
Moore's left boob.
Yeah, literally making her debut.
All right, Sean.
All right. Chrissy, Roberta, Finny, and Samantha. Yeah. And me. Bottoms up. How is it?
It's great.
Good. It's refreshing. Well,
Grandma, do you remember a little boy our age and his mother who died here in 1945? Jonathan and Beverly Ann Sims? We were just wondering how they died. Did something terrible happen to them?
yes. But it's the kind of thing you don't want to hear about.
Please, we want to know.
You'll have nightmares for weeks.
Come on, Mrs.
Please,
Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson.
Tell us. Yeah, come on, Grandma. What happened?
It took me a long time to forget that terrible tragedy, Samantha. I don't want to dredge it up again.
All right. So, a pretty hilarious little ending to the saga where it's they got to put little Johnny, dear Johnny, to rest. And it's like tombstone delivery, and it just, how do you think it got all cracked up? I knocked it over with my tractor,
Says, what do you want on your tombstone?
What?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What are you asking?
Yeah, pepperoni.
Nice.
Mush.
Nice. I like it.
The 3 Fs, fish, fungi.
No, I don't want that.
Formaggio.
Fruit.
So here's another part of the movie that's bullshit. She goes, I forgot something in the cemetery. She goes back. She has this whole conversation with him, and she keeps that a fucking secret until they're adults and haven't seen each other for 10 years. And it's just like,
oh, I never told you.
I went back in the cemetery that night. What? Well, yeah, remember you said, should I come with you? And I was like, no, it's a cemetery and I'm 12 and I'm just going to go in there by myself and get what I forgot.
And then none of them. Oh, Crazy Pete was there.
Yeah.
Was their dad all along? What?
Yeah. Not anything. Stupid. Agreed.
Stupid.
Stupid. But yeah, I mean, a lot of life lessons here. He could have saved him if he wasn't at the damn bar, but he was there. Blah, blah, yada yada. Rosie O'Donnell apparently is a doctor, which is fucking stupid as well. And that's about it.
They really bookended this thing with a bunch of useless, stupid information, horse shit that could have easily been woven into the actual movie, except they were either too lazy or only had $7 million to make it or whatever.
Yeah.
But not executed to the level that I think we've come to expect with cinematic movie.
Really let us down towards the end. But
as a collective group of professional podcast movie critics, I think we were all a little let down.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into what everybody thought about the movie after this last clip. Sean?
I didn't want to come back here. But I'm really glad I did. I'd forgotten how much it helped to have you guys as friends. Really lucky to have this place. And each other. Boy, and there is a part of me that would like to just stay here forever.
I wouldn't go that far. But it would be nice to come back and visit more often.
I agree.
Let's make it a pact.
All for one and one for all.
She laughed.
They couldn't come up with anything more clever than
all for one and one for all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yet another steal, right?
Fucking Three Musketeers.
Right.
In like
That's
the
what that
15th
is.
Century.
That's why they were doing it whenever they were.
D'Artagnan and
Why take your newborn baby in a tree? You know?
It's a good point.
And how is it
a week
in
later,
that good of shape?
climbing. They
Yeah.
repaint it with lead paint every.
Yeah, we
Let-
talked about it.
Again, it should be 15,000 pounds,
Yes.
and that thing is going to collapse with the newborn baby inside.
Feel
awful.
up in there after blowing her vagina out with a baby. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit right, that's for sure. There's no way I would be able to go up in that treehouse and sit crisscross applesauce on a wooden floor.
Maybe she had a donut.
Okay.
I'm just
Sounds
trying
tasty.
to.
Maybe her asshole looked like a donut.
It
after
probably did. Yeah, her asshole. I mean,
that's where babies.
I don't
come
know
from.
if you know.
Yeah, they pee out of the vagina.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they do.
Poop and babies come out of the bottom.
I liked this movie. I thought it was great. You know, I didn't know what to expect coming in. Again, I can poke holes in it, but it's fucking 30 years old now. You know, I do think that almost as we've sat here and talked about the movie, I feel like you really didn't need them old until the end. And so you could have took all that effort and actually developed them to a point to where we feel like, okay,
Like the Sandlot. Like he starts it off, he's still
Yeah,
narrating.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then
I think that's what I think we wanted the Sandlot and you got.
You just want to know them, and we don't really know them as adults. You know, again, it really bugged me, and I told Casey that yesterday. I was just like, you know, fucking bugged me about this. Like, there's no development of them as adults, and it just sort of almost seemed like you didn't even need them there. You know,
The problem they set up too much that they didn't deliver on.
Yeah.
That had they not set up, would have been fine.
Yeah, but again, a great movie. I thought like all of the kids did a great job. You know, and that is not always the case. All of them were great and have gone on to do you know, other great things.
Where do I know this Thora Birch from?
She was in American Beauty.
Hocus
she was
Pocus.
Also in the little girl in Hocus Pocus.
But in American
know her
Beauty,
from that.
she's the one.
She's the other one.
Can we talk about what happened to Chrissy, little Chrissy?
No.
Little Chrissy died of a heroin overdose at 26.
Oh shit.
Who's Chrissy?
Which one's the Chrissy?
The like chubby one.
Oh no,
Rita Wilson's daughter.
Yes.
Daughter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, was she still acting?
It seems like she was in a couple things. Like she was in like The Odyssey and like some weird things in the 90s. But
Well, I know I say it a lot on the show that people shouldn't do heroin, and I'm really the only one that goes out there on a limb and does that. But man, that heroin must be fucking great.
You know,
Really sounds nice.
as many people who've known the risks involved
Yeah.
and still
You just fucking
gone through
do
them.
it, right? Yeah, drugs must be awesome. I liked the movie, and again, it was a great watch. I mean, you know, if this were on and I was sitting down, and I could sit through it again. Again, I thought that there were some fun little things, you know, with the girls as growing up, and you know, I just thought, you know, just. It's fun to think back to like riding your bike with your buds and like somebody doing a trick and shit, you know, and that kind of thing. But Eric, what'd you think, man?
For what this movie was meant to be, a movie for preteen or teenage girls, great. Kelsey loves this. I mean, when 2 months ago when we put this on the schedule, she was like, it's great. We had the soundtrack, like played it in the car, loved the movie. She watched, you know, she didn't work when we were watching it. She was just totally into it. And I get it. And if it were a movie about 4 boys riding their bikes around, trying to figure out a murder, then I would have loved it when I was
Stand By Me.
a little kid. Yeah.
Stand By Me. Yeah,
or,
exactly.
You know, any Flight of the Navigator, for instance, you know, so, but yeah, I think it's fine. It was fine. Like you said, we can poke holes in it. It wasn't meant to be a masterpiece.
Sure.
It's not.
They didn't spend masterpiece money on it.
They didn't spend masterpiece money.
Yeah.
They didn't make masterpiece money off of it. But I totally get the value of a movie like this for an audience like it was intended for.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
When they sync up like that, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Casey was even like, maybe Everett could watch this, and then she was like, no, actually, I forgot. It's coming of age. They talk about boners and stuff. It's just like, okay, well, we won't have him join us.
And I couldn't have been much older than him the first time I saw this movie. If not, I was younger. But I mean, I don't think he would get it. But our kid's just a little bit more of a question asker than I was.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Casey, you grew up with this movie. This is the one that you liked.
Yeah, I love this movie. It's, I don't know. I mean, I watched it when I was a little girl, and it just felt good. And I think it actually did kind of shape the idea of some of my like friendships growing up, like I said, with some of these things and wanting to be like these girls. And I love this movie. It's classic to me.
Amy, this was one that you watched when you were a kid as well?
Yeah, it's the same. I remember watching it over and over, but I hadn't seen it in so long. And I think it's funny because watching this, I can see, okay, well, that character was this friend of mine growing up, and that character was this friend. And oh yeah, her parents were like that too. Yeah. So I think it kind of like opened my eyes to different families, different personalities, and how you can still be friends growing up.
We didn't talk about that a lot during the episode, obviously, because we got kind of off on some tangents today. But yeah, it's definitely interesting, how their home lives were all so different. And that's how it was for me as a kid, too. I mean, they definitely would go spend the night at David Erskine's house, and it'd be like, yeah, my mom's going out or whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean going out? Like, we're going to be here by ourselves? Like, we're in fucking 5th grade, dude. Like, when is she going to be home? Oh, I don't know. She'll be home in the morning. I know. And then it's like, hey, don't wake her up. She is a monster in the morning.
And now you know why.
Yeah, and it's
so bright in here.
Yeah, and it's like, but, and you add all of those kind of things. And then there were the couples, the dudes that had their parents, and they all sat down and ate dinner together every night, all of that shit. Yeah. So, it's real life. Well, fantastic. Sean, what did you, we actually can get Sean. We do have your audio now, buddy. What did you think about the movie?
Oh, I thought the movie was really great. It really had a lot of interesting points that I'm in, and I watched this, and it's just so...
Stop it. Yes, Sean, we can hear you.
Never heard of it. Watched it. Actually liked it. I thought it was like a female Sandlot.
Yeah.
Like Stand By Me.
Nice.
That's exactly what fake Sean said. Okay, well, let's see here. Oh, this is fun. Let's check the box bag.
Let's check the email box. Email us at jaredgoestothemovies@gmail.com.
I just listened to Romy and Michelle podcast. Jarrett mentioned I was supposed to be on it, but I had a scheduling conflict and he doesn't know what I do for a living. Lol. Let him know I'm a frontline worker, nurse in an ER, as well as a proud supporter of Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Hopefully, I can do 5 questions someday. Stay safe, Shell Ordway.
Awesome. Thank you, Shell. And yes, let's hope we get you in here sooner than later. It looks like we also have a text message, Eric.
Hey all, just wanted to say, since discovering Jarrett Goes to the Movies, my work weeks have been much more tolerable. I spend on average 3 to 4 hours daily in my work truck. Anyways, I have a question for Jarrett.
Okay.
Back in 2005-2006 time frame, my wife and I went to see Bowling for Soup at House of Blues in Orlando. What was the weather like that day?
It was beautiful.
I thought it was hilarious that waiting in line, I see Chris Burney walking a tiny little dog in a grassy area outside of the venue. After the show, I managed to get you, Jarrett, Chris, Gary, and Eric to give me a sweaty post-show hug and sign my wife beater.
Okay.
Does this sound familiar at all?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, well, talking during your show. Hey, honey, I'm trying to... Now, to my point. My question is, what's the story with that fucking dog?
Oh, I like it. I like it. He did Adam Sandler voice.
I'm just reading what he said.
Do I answer it now, or are you done?
Well, I mean, I'm not done, but I feel like you should answer the question. What's the story with Chris's small fucking dog?
That was Sherman. What year was it, Sherman? That was Sherman.
2005, 2006.
So he would have been, man, pretty young at that point. He may have been a puppy. He could have been about 1. But yes, that was the original Bowling for Soup dog who toured with us for 9 years. Then he unfortunately passed away from old age and some other shit that he had some complications, but not before Chris could get Wally, who was trained by Sherman to be the exact same fucking dog.
All right. Well, keep up the great work and looking forward to new content. Oh, our new supporter, Robert O'Doyen Rules. Doyen.
That's right. So it is spelled, it's Doyen. So it's O'Doyen.
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 Oh, really?
O'Doyen. Robert O'Doyen. Did you do that? Is that a joke?
No.
Okay. No, that's his fucking name.
Okay. That's his fucking name.
All right. Eric, how can people
P.S. I have tried sending
for
this
the fucking shit.
email several times, but I keep getting some kind of technical error message, so apologies if you received this email multiple times. That didn't need to be in there, but he tried to send it multiple times. He wanted it to get through, and it did. Robert, happy to report your email came through loud and clear.
Where can people connect with us, Eric?
They can connect on our website, jarrettgoestothemovies.com, but to get to the real nitty gritty, it's about the socials. Facebook. You know, kids these days, they're on Facebook.
Not really. No, they're not.
Kids are not. They're on something we've probably never heard of.
That's right. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
But for listeners of the show, go to Facebook. We have our official Jarrett Goes to the Movies page there, along with the Jarrett Goes to the Movies fan page. On YouTube and on Twitch. Those are our live stream locations. That is Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Please subscribe and turn on notifications. That'll let you know when we are on the air. On Instagram and Twitter at Jarrett Movies. Patreon.com. Join the winning team, the little podcast that could. Patreon.com/Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Email us, jarrettgoestothemovies@gmail.com, and text us or leave us a voicemail. It's the same number either way. 714-451-6029. Jarrett, that's 714-451-6029. Back to you.
Thanks, Eric. And by the way, share our posts and make sure that you're sharing it and leaving it public so that we can thank you for sharing. Joey Bishop, David Kendrick, Chris Pulse, Barry Ferguson, Simon Rogers, Gymnasium, Greg Stevens, Benjamin Archer, David Hayziri, Steve Harris, Greg Lee, Roland Dado, Carrie Lynn Abner, Molly Gwynn, Ryan Sanders, Freeman's Toys and Games Facebook page, Gerald Wong, Woody Chambers, Gary Bell, Todd Maybell, Richard Kirtland, Stephanie Wilson, Zaldor Zalewski, Jeff Bridges. Oh, wow, no shit. That guy, that's fucking great.
We made it.
Robert O'Doyen, Matt Joe, Celeste Mary Meadows, Alex Code 000 Destruct 0 Facebook page. You guys all rule. What a great episode. Super, super fun. We'll see you next time. And, of course, we'll see you down the road.